Oh, I'm gonna stop caring about exactly when I go live. So let's just get started, shall we? I'll view the dialogues second playthrough for that. For now. Who's gonna be the lucky winner? We have 7 bonding points. We're gonna do them from top to bottom. And if they have more than 1 bonding point, we'll use it up on the same character. Like they have 2 events. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So random number between 1 and 11. Alright. First up is 10. That would be Millium. I'm going to write it down in order just so I don't forget. Alright. Next is number 1. Gaius. Next is 8. That's between 11, 10, 9, 8. That would be Laura. Next up is, once the volume thing gets out of the way, number 4. And that would be Sarah. Isn't this fun, guys? Next up is, it just rolled a 4 again. Next up is number 1, roll again. Next up is number 3. That would be Eustace. 2 more. Come on, RNG. Number 8 again. Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be Emma. This is the most just stupidest way of doing this possible, but this is hilarious. Alright, number 6. That would be Fee. Alright. We got everybody that we're doing in order. Pen down. Let's do this. Alright, so first off, let's go visit Millium. We'll talk to everybody after we do all the bonding events this time. Get all the interesting stuff done first. Let's see, Millium is down here by Claire. I'm super bored. I'm thinking I might check out the souvenir shop. What kind of stuff do you think they got over there? Think it's cool? We're about to have a major discussion about our class's future. How can you be bored? Okay, don't answer that. But you can at least brainstorm something to contribute to the discussion. Nope. You know I'm never going to come up with anything. And no matter what you decide, it doesn't change things for me. One way or another, Lammy and I are going to keep fighting with you guys. Just pick a path, and we'll bust it open. Good to know. But we do value your opinions, so you might want to think things over. Maybe looking at some souvenirs would help clear my head. Tell you what, why don't I join you? I've been there tons of times, so you know I'll be able to recommend something nice. Really? You're the best, Reen. Okay, let's go, go, go! I'm gonna need some water. Man, there really is a bunch of unusual stuff here. Pretty good selection for a place smack dab in the boonies. That's partly thanks to Master Kafai. He always brings things when he comes to visit. Like those manju, for example. They're a confectionery item from the east that have been tweaked a bit. Whoa, they look really good. You think Lecter would like them? Oh, so he's the one you're buying a souvenir for? You got it! He bought me a little Mishy strap when he was over in Crossbell, so why not get him something too? Kinda want it to be something he can always keep with him over something that's gonna go bad like food though. That's a good point. I thought he was missing though. No one's heard from him since he was in Crossbell, right? Yeah, well, I'm sure he's fine. I mean, he's Lecter. It'd take way more than a war to finish him off. Pear and I survived, so I can't imagine he wouldn't. He's gonna show up one day like, hi, and that'll be it. Well, at least you trust in him, I guess. Then again, that makes sense. I mean, you Ironbloods probably think of each other like siblings, right? Or, I don't know. Do you? Though, if that's the case, that makes Chancellor Osborne your dad? Maybe? I don't know. Never really thought about it. Especially with Gramps. I got siblings, sure, but it's hard to say if someone feels like a parent when you never had one. What? What does she mean? She's never had any parents? I wonder what's gonna happen to us Ironbloods now, though. Claire's got her job in the RMP that she can do even without Gramps around. Without him, there to give me orders and all my old missions finished. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, really. I'm not needed as a piece on his game board anymore. Don't think like that, Milliam. Or let me say this. Even if you're not needed on some game board, you are needed by us. Not as a piece. He has a very important classmate and friend. Really? I can't tell you what you should do with your life from here on, but what I can tell you is that we're here for you. And even if you don't know what to do with yourself now, I'm sure you'll figure things out eventually, with or without us. Huh. If you're right, I do kind of feel like sticking with you guys will help me figure something out. And speaking of figuring stuff out, I'm buying a manju. My stomach's gurgling just looking at it. Aren't you supposed to be buying a souvenir for Lecter? Well, whatever. He seems happier now. Guess that's what matters most. Read about Milliam a Ymir Manju, which he scarfed down typical Milliam fashion as they left the shop. Woo! That was one tasty manju. Sharon's gonna be cooking up some grub for our discussion later, right? That's gonna be even better! I can't wait! Everyone else has the weight of the world on their shoulders, and she's just riding along on top of it. Alright, next up, Gaius. And he's in the church. I figured a quiet church would be a perfect place to sit down and think about what we can do. But so far, it hasn't done me much good. There has to be something we can do to help the people of Erebonia, but what? Yeah, though hopefully whatever we decide on will help the people in Nord too. There's gotta be something that only we can do that will help better people's lives. We just need to figure out what. That's about the point I'm at. Still, we keep thinking it over. I'm sure the winds and the goddess will grant us their inspiration eventually. This does actually seem like a pretty good place to brainstorm. Maybe I should join him for a while. You know, now that I think about it, there's someone I'd like you to meet. A friend of mine, in fact. Friend of yours? Yep, follow me. I'll introduce you. You should be in the village right now. Said the hawk. Is this your friend of yours here? Can't sense anyone. I suppose even you would have trouble sensing him. Especially if you're trying to sense a person. Or, what am I looking for if he's not a person? Here he is. Another messenger hawk. Is that a hawk? Huh. Looks like the one who helped save us from those Jaegers in Nord. The very same. In fact, he's a friend of mine who watches over the Nord Highlands from above. His name's Zio. He's named after one of the warriors who fought alongside Emperor Dreichels during the war. Scree. He looks so cool up close. But what's he doing all the way out here? Your guess is as good as mine. I spotted him on the roof of the Phoenix Wings last night. He might have followed our scent. All the way from Nord, though? That's quite the distance. I wonder why he would follow us. I wish I could say for sure, but I'd like to think he wants to lend us his aid. He watched us slip up a few times during our battles, so I imagine he thinks he can make things easier. Scree. Well, I see. Well, he's already gotten us out of a bind once, and if he's got your glowing endorsement, he'll make a hell of an ally. Okay, we'll get to the valley, Z. Wow. I think he's trying to say he has no intention of getting too friendly with us. He'll just watch over us from above like he did before, lending us his aid when he sees fit. Hey, that works too. In that case, thanks for watching our back, Zio. Scree. Whew. We're finding new allies left and right these days, aren't we? It certainly feels that way. Though, I bet he sees us more as weaklings in need of protection than allies. Either way, I'm sure his support will be invaluable in the days ahead. Yeah, I don't doubt that. I can say the same about yours. Likewise. They quietly watch Zio fly off into the distance before returning to the church together. Gaius learned to craft Hunter Wing earlier than he otherwise would. This craft allows him to summon Zio to do a damage in a line. To do a damage. Just one damage. I'm sure Zio will keep watching out for us, but now that we know we've got a captive audience, we have to make sure we don't disappoint him. Still, as long as we're together, I'm sure we'll make him proud. Yeah, captive audience, right guys? Alright, next up, let's go visit Laura, who is over in the corner over here. Even the air here feels clean. It's not hard to see why Yun Kafai is so fond of this village. I hope that I'll get the chance to bring Father and Klaus here one day. We'd be happy to have them, and don't worry, I'm sure they'll have plenty of chances once the war is over. I hope so. I suppose that's another reason for us to hasten its conclusion. But I'm still at a loss as to how, though. What should we do, I wonder? She's definitely racking her brain over this. Maybe a break would do her good. Why don't we go somewhere and take a break? It's good to take a breather sometimes when you're stuck on a difficult problem. That sounds reasonable. In that case, I'd like to ask you a favor. Would you escort me to your room? What? Green, you and your dirty mind? What do you think is going to happen? So this is your bedroom? The decor has something of an Eastern feel to it, fitting for a former student of Yun Kafai's. Is there anything here that's particularly representative of the 8 Leaf School? I should have known. You caught me off guard when you asked me to see my room, but it figures that's what you were interested in. Well, would you be surprised? Oh, it's nothing. As for your question, I don't have all that much, I'm afraid. Wait, actually, I have some tea leaf Master Kafai gave to Dad a while back, I think. How about it? You up for having some green tea? Really? I'd like that very much. This was quite a refined taste indeed. This is my first time tasting green tea. Monica let me sample the tea served at her class's tea house during the festival. But this seems to have more depth to its flavor and fragrance. Master Kafai is a huge fan of this kind, apparently. He brought it back from the East himself. He's always bringing gifts whenever he comes to visit, so he's popular among the locals. Everyone here likes him. Really now. I've yet to have the opportunity to meet him in person, but I can easily see why he and Father get along so well. Would you happen to know where he is now? Now? Nope, afraid not. The letter I received from him during our vacation here didn't specify. He's always been something of a vagrant. He wanders the continent throughout the year, stopping off wherever he pleases. So, while I couldn't tell you where he is, I'm sure he's just fine. I imagine so. If rumor is to be believed, he's as proficient with a blade as Father, if not more so. Are you worried about your dad? I am. I tried to avoid admitting it publicly, but it's a fact. His skill is as immense as ever, but given the various new weapons that have come into play during this war, along with other powerful warriors such as General Aurelia and that knight from Ouroboros. Yeah, I can't blame you for being a little concerned under the circumstances. Still, All we can do in the meantime is keep going and do what we're able. So long as we keep that up, I'm sure we'll be reunited with them in due time. Maybe. No, you're right. In a sense, this is but another trial we must overcome to reach greater heights. Yeah, I know that we can overcome it so long as we're together. My bond with Laura strengthened. Oh, yep, she hit. First one, but we have another one. Guess we have to cross Fee off the list. The tea was delicious. Thank you for allowing me to join you. Incidentally, Tobal mentioned you used to train somewhere deeper in the mountains. Is that true? Yeah, in the Isengard Range. Wait, don't tell me you're planning to go up there on your own. Well, after that break, I feel like doing something a little more active. A walk in the crisp snowy mountains should clear my mind just perfectly. I wouldn't mind a mountain walk. If you're really that interested, I can show you the way there. Would you? I'm very grateful. Then we should set out at once. Together, Rena and Laura climbed the Ymir mountain path, destination being the canyon above. Soon enough, they had arrived at the area where Reen once trained under Master Ka-Fai. I don't recognize this area. Is this where we... Oh, that's where we fought the statue. The big, Magica thing. Magic Knight. Whew. I wasn't expecting the climb to be quite so lengthy. Or that far, really. You conducted your training a remarkable distance from Ymir for one so young. Yeah, we spent about a month living up here away from civilization. We trained almost every day, but even when I wasn't training, he was teaching me how to live side by side with nature. We had to catch our own food, secure a place to sleep every night. Sometimes we even challenged monsters to practice. Oh my, that does sound rather harsh. You were just a boy at the time of your training, yes? I can't fault it, however. The RC school does have similar practices. Even when I was a child, I would often join the students in training in the mountains. I'm not surprised to hear that the RC school's training's right up there with the 8 Leaves. I made it through in one piece, but I was completely exhausted by the end. Lisa was really worried about me. She wouldn't stop crying when I finally come back home. That's not hard to picture. After taking a look at the scenery, there's not a doubt in my mind that training here would be a valuable exercise. Yeah, it certainly was. Standing up here and being surrounded by nature serves as a reminder of just how small and insignificant we really are. I suppose you could say the same about our swords in this war. Sorry, Laura, I'm not following. No matter how much its wielder trains, realistically, a mere swordsman stands no chance against a force of tanks or soldats. That being the case, what significance do swords even have in this war? I've been pondering this a lot lately and I still haven't reached an answer. That's a good question. And yet, when I look around at the vast mountains surrounding us, I feel like I've been liberated from those worries. It wasn't just because she was a skilled warrior that the Lance Maiden was able to end the war of her time. That played a role, certainly, but she must have possessed numerous other qualities that contributed. Yeah, that's true. And in the same way, I'm sure there's a role that swords can play in ending this war too, even if they can't do it alone. My thoughts exactly. We simply have to find it, and as a class I know we will. After talking for a while, they enjoyed a short mock battle against one another before returning to Ymir. Oh, Laura strengthened. She is now level 4. Yay. Well, that made for some wonderful exercise. After a workout like that, I'll feel as though I'll be able to think of something truly excellent. Thank you, Reen, for providing me with the inspiration. I'll be sure to bring you an idea worthy of it. Okay. Next up, we get to talk to Sarah, who is likely drinking beer in her room hungover or something like that. I mean, that's what I'd expect at least. Let's see, there's Eustace. You're next, Eustace, don't worry. There she is, but no beer. Okay. Well, seeing as Toval and Miles are safe, I'm guessing all the braces here in Ereboni are probably okay. Wish I could say the same for our colleagues over in Crossville, though. I can't get even in touch with Wenzel. Friend of yours? We go back a ways, yeah. He used to be a registered bracer here, but eventually he packed up and moved to Crossville. Anyway, leave worrying about the guild to us. You got enough on your plates as it is. Just focus on what move you guys are going to make next. If you feel like you need a break, I'd be happy to join you, though. Maybe I should take her up on that. That sounds nice, actually. Would you mind hanging out for a while? Striking while the iron's hot, I see. Alright, I can use the company. Actually, I was thinking of heading to the tavern for a drink or two. What do you say for a little change of venue? That's fine with me, but I'll stick with living the dry life. Figured you'd say that. Come on, then. No sooner had they arrived at the tavern did Sarah ask Gerald for the alcohol recommendations. And after she offered to pay, Reed settled on a ginger ale. Ah, this is the good stuff. It's got a very mellow taste, but it's sweet and refreshing too. I had no idea it can make something so good out of rice of all things. It's a kind of alcohol from the east that Master Kafai brought here, I believe. Gerald said it's called Junmai Shu. That Master Kafai sure knows his stuff. He sounds like a man I'd love to drink the night away with. He's always been a bit of a heavy drinker, so I'm pretty sure he'd take you up on that if you asked. But you might want to cut down on the booze. With things so shaky now, you never know when you need to take action. I know. Not planning on getting myself blasted when you've got that discussion later on, so don't freak out. I think I've heard a bit of alcoholic relaxation time, personally. After all, it went cold turkey while I was hiding was torture. Would you deny your poor instructor some sweet, sweet relief? Sure, relief. Let's call it that. What have you been doing all this time anyway? We didn't hear so much of it as a rumor about you. Oh, I was lying low, gathering what information I could through connections from my guild years. Information about what was going on elsewhere in the country, the capital in particular. That kind of stuff. The capital? Did you manage to find anything out? No more than you did yourself, sad to say. The Noble Alliance is doing a great job of keeping information leaking out of the city. After that, I decided to sneak into the Cruisin province to follow the Alliance's movements from there. And that was when I ended up getting in contact with Eustace. I see. Pretty impressive you were able to do so much all on your own. Well, working alone and gathering information are two things I had to get used to during my guild years. So it was nothing new for me. If anything, I'm more impressed with everything you've managed to do. I was glad to see everyone here was okay after that Jaeger attack too. Sounds like it was a high-ranking corps. Yeah, the Northern Jaegers, under direct orders from Duke Alberea. Fortunately, there were no fatalities. Even the experience was pretty traumatic for everyone. Dad's woken up too now, so there's no real long-term damage there. We had the goddess's blessing in that respect. Sorry you couldn't be there to help when you needed it most, Reed. You don't need to apologize. You couldn't possibly have known what was going to happen. Is something wrong? You look distracted all of a sudden. No, it's nothing. I was just thinking about what a relief it is that your dad's okay. He's always seemed like such a pleasant man, especially for a noble. Handsome, too. I don't like where this is going. Oh, relax, I'm just kidding. Anyway, all that aside, you made it this far. You can make it the rest of the way, too. Just keep your eyes on the future. That starts by deciding what to do next. You're right. Well, I'll be counting on your this stuff is awesome. Can you at least let me finish before you wind up passed out on the floor? After finishing her drink, Rian led an ever so tipsy instructor Sarah back to the Phoenix Wings. Yeah. Level 3. And she has another one. Time to cross Emma off the list. Because I won't even reach it. All those drinks got me feeling kinda sleepy. Can't afford to doze off during your discussion later, so maybe I should go out and get some air. A little exercise always sobers me up faster for some reason. What about it? Wanna join me? What should I do? Alright then, I'm up for it. You are? Attaboy, Reen. Actually, since you got plenty of morning left to fritter away, I've got an idea. What would you say to a little one-on-one training? Sounds good to me, maybe just don't rough me up too much. Well, let's take this somewhere a bit less populated then, shall we? Together, Reen and Sarah headed out into the valley. There, they found a nice quiet area to hold their impromptu training session. You've definitely gotten stronger while I've been away. Good to see that you're getting that night of yours hasn't caused you to start slacking on your training. Still no match for you, though. It's holding back, but only just... I think if I really try, I might just be able to beat her. She clearly wants me to do it, and if that's what she wants, I'll show her just how much I've improved. You're still all fired up now, and I won't have it any other way. Let's pick things up where we left off. Right. Come on, is that all you got? I hope it isn't, cause you're not going to be able to rescue your sister or the princess if that's the best you can do. Remember when I said you were at the center of Class 7? Well, I still feel that way, even now. And I won't rest easy until I know that Center's capable of beating me on his own at least once. He's... Shut... Gak. Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you alright, Reen? Yeah, I'm fine. Just... I should have known that I was no match for you. No, that was your victory, not mine. What do you mean? You knew that last attacker was going to be far more powerful than I thought you capable of. So I was forced to stop holding back in order to block it. That's a victory in my book. Clearly all that stuff you've been doing's been great for your training. I'd really like to think so. I'd chalk that one up to luck, personally. I wasn't even thinking, it was more like my body acted on its own. I'm going to need a lot more practice before I can pull off feats like that at will. If you understand that, then I need say no more. But don't worry. Sure that if you train enough, you'll be able to do it. Have faith in yourself, yeah? You've got both the potential and the mindset to achieve great things. I'll try. Now exhausted, the two of them went back to the village. Don't even want to think how badly that last attack could have hurt him. I feel like this war is causing the old me to resurface. Ominous. Bond with Sarah strengthened. Have a little faith in yourself, Reen. You've got the potential and the right mindset to accomplish great things. It's just a matter of putting your mind to it. I'm really looking forward to seeing how far you'll be able to go. Alright, and last but not least is Eustace, who just so happens to be in the other room here. How go? Deciding what our class should do has proven more difficult than expected. Still, I left Berea hard so I could make my own decisions about my life. I'll make this one for myself too. Even if the decision is yours, the burden doesn't have to be. Also, Berea's problems concern every single one of us. There's no reason for you to sort all of this out on your own. We've been with you this long. That's not going to change. Thank you, but I'm aware. I bet a break would help him clear his mind and make better decisions. Should I drag him into one? Hey, you want to come look after Arthur with me for a bit? Who in blazes is Arthur? Was that the name of our family's horse? Got it in one. Since you're kind of a horse expert, I'd appreciate if you could help me out with him for a bit. Why not? I'd like to see him myself. Lead on. This is a fine horse. It has a strong air of dignity about it, much like the young horses back at the academy. Yeah, he does. He's pretty friendly too, isn't he? He's been here since Dad took me in, so he's been getting up there in years. But he's still got that same energy. Dad still takes him out hunting along with Beddoe. I see. I imagine his dignified appearance is a result of much experience then. He does appear to be in dire need of some exercise, however. His muscles aren't quite as defined as they should be. Wow, I'm amazed that you could tell. You're not in the riding club for nothing. He hasn't had much chance to get out and about since Dad was injured, so that's probably why. Then, if we can, I'd like to do something about that. What say you to giving him a good brushing before we take him out? I think he'd like that a lot, actually. After brushing Arthur and giving him all the care and adoration a horse could dream of, Green and Eustace took him out on the mountain path. He seems really happy to be out of the village. It's been quite a while since he last had the chance. So it appears. I imagine that he would rather go out hunting with his master, however. Horses are always far more comfortable with their usual rider. My family and the riding club are no exception. That makes sense, but with Dad's injuries, I don't think he'll be fit to go out hunting anytime soon. Speaking of the riding club, do you have any clue what's going on back at Thor's? You're the one who managed to get the bike out of there, so I figure you might know something. Well, I knew that I was only able to do so through the Noble Alliance. I tried making use of my position as a member of House Alvarea as best I could. Unfortunately, my authority pales in comparison to Father's or Rufus's, so I'm afraid that was the most I could do. That's a shame. Still, I appreciate you trying. I really do owe you a lot, even for little things like helping me look after Arthur. I hardly think I deserve your thanks. Being my father's son, just some of the responsibility for his disgraceful actions falls on my shoulders as well. I have a duty to do all within my power to atone for that, both Baron Schwarzer and Ymir's people. I'm sure my brother feels similarly, even if he appears to be prioritizing his role in the Civil War at the moment. Like I said in Bereahard, there's no reason for you to feel responsible for what happened there, or happened here. I understand that you're concerned about your father and your brother, but dwelling on the past benefits no one. All we can do is keep moving forward. You do have a point. No burden out there exists that you should have to shoulder alone. Not as long as you're a member of Class 7. As long as we're together, we'll be able to carry the weight of any burden. One would think I'd be used to how our class works by now. By the Imperial nobility should show its spirit through actions over words. Exactly. We both know what we need to do. We swore to one another when we fought that moment. You came back to us. Indeed, and I fully intend to do as promised. Two continued walking along the path with Arthur a little longer, and eventually turned and descended the mountain. Of course, upon their return to Ymir, they gave him a generous helping of food before going back to the Phoenix Wings. Your bond with you is strengthened, to level 3. And that's all the bonding points. Horses are wonderful creatures. After spending some time with yours, I feel I have to admit that I am feeling more optimistic, despite the fact that I'm still freezing after all that time outside. Perhaps I should head over to the tavern and get a hot cup of tea. That should make planning our next move easier. Chilled to the bone after so much time outside. A cup of hot tea should do the trick, and give me a chance to ponder what we should do next. Well, now that all that's over, let's talk with everybody, see if we get something new. I'm pleased to say the outdoor bath has been repaired at last. Gizmo made it look exactly how it used to be too. It was nice to see you enjoying it last night too. Now the Phoenix Wings can finally return to business as usual. Do come and use the baths whenever you have the chance. Okay, same dialogue. I'm just as perplexed about what to do next as you are. Well, bouncing ideas off Elliot might help me think of something, but again, no dice. I'm afraid my thought process hasn't been much better. It goes without saying that saving Elise, Princess Alphen, and your dad takes top priority for me, but we need to consider the country as a whole before we commit to anything. The war's taken away our right to be selfish, which means we need to weigh in on more than just what we want. It's as nice it would be to abuse Valmar's power willy-nilly. I feel like I'm beating my head up against the wall here. Maybe I'll get a coffee and try to clear my mind. Sitting here brings back memories. Remember trying to lock down ideas for our concert in the middle of our trip? I guess it wasn't that long ago, but it feels like another lifetime, especially since Crow was with us then. Yeah, it really does. But it's not another lifetime, is it? It's this one. There's no reason that all of us hanging out and having fun has to stay a thing of the past. The only hard part is figuring out how to make that a reality again, which is admittedly pretty hard, but I'm thinking of ways to make it happen. I'm brainstorming stuff for our upcoming discussion. Hopefully we can decide on something that makes life easier for Dad, too. Alright, let's talk to the chef. Maybe he has a new recipe for us today. I saw Lord Rufus a number of times back when I worked at the palace. I even saw him learning falconry from Lord Teo at a competition in Heimdallr. He really seemed to be enjoying himself too. Truly a shame that they're now on opposing sides. But never mind reminiscing, I have meals to prepare. I'll be sure to supply you with the finest food Ymir has to offer during your meeting today. Same dialogue. None special. Tidying up the storehouse is such a pain in the neck. Maple, please make sure you don't say anything like that in front of our visitors. Although I cannot deny it's true. My back's starting to hurt even. Gee, I wonder why. I sure wish I had that problem. Please just stop. I wish you could act more like a maid sometimes. That, and I wish she could be a bit more sensitive. She's always making fun of things that I'm self-conscious about. So envious. She's got the shine, she got the bounce, and those are alone a seriously deadly combo. Sharon's moves are pretty impressive too, though. I wonder who's bigger between the two. Purple clothes always make it kinda hard to tell how busty she really is. But I'll find out someday. Ooh, I'll find out. Yeah, this is a good conversation. Very enthralling. I'm so glad you were able to find all of your classmates. You should probably go around and ask them all to take good care of you. You're like a younger brother to me and I love you dearly, but you have a habit of finding trouble. Unless you really want to embarrass me, please don't. Well, if you insist. I feel as though I should, though. At the very least, I should ask your instructor to take good care of you on our behalf. Seriously, don't do that. Don't make me beg here. If you say so. Huh. He's not here. Wonder where he is. Father. I don't mind if you focus on Class 7 for a while, but don't forget we got a full-fledged witch to worry about. And to be honest, I think the sooner we deal with her, the better. Before the time comes, you might want to try hardening up that bleeding heart of yours. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I do hope she'll give us a chance to talk things out first. That's the kind of soft-hearted thing I was warning you about. This is not my conversation to enter. And here I thought she would have grown up a little bit in all this. Hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt her down the line. But who am I to talk? I'm the same way. It's so wonderful to be back with Celine again. Now I can focus on how we should act from here on out. Not that it will be a particularly easy decision. Yeah, we are glad to have you weighing in on the matter, though. Oh, I just remembered there's something I need to buy from the shop in the village. Oh? I can't tell you what it is. I'm afraid it's a secret. I have no idea what she's talking about, but she sure looks happy about it. I'll have to drop by a shop a little later. I just hope they have the right color in stock. Is anybody in the upper floors? No. The guild should probably follow your guys' example and figure out what we're gonna do next, to be honest. Hopefully, we'll keep working with you guys. Might be safer now that Sheriff showed up again. I'm down if you are. There we go. Yeah, leave the worrying about guild stuff to us. You guys got your own stuff to take care of. Don't worry about what we so-called adults think. You guys just focus on figuring out what you want to do. And when you finally figure that out, I know for a fact it'll be something you can be proud of. You found all your classmates now, right? Good news, good news. And you know what we're doing during good times, right? We drink! Come on, Gerald, a toast to Reen's classmates! Maybe if that was genuinely what you were celebrating, but you know you just want an excuse to drink. I know you do. Damn it, you got me. Some things never change. I really am happy you found them all, Reen. Now we just need young lady Elise back too. Here's to finding her soon too. Cheers. That noble was working on something in the plaza yesterday. She said she was improving her fishing tackle or something. She's pretty weird for a noble. She had a hammer and a saw out. She said she was working on improving some fishing tackle or something. It's pretty weird for a noble. A hammer and a saw. What now? Hey there. Congrats on finally getting all your classmates back together. Glad to see they're all safe, too. Not like they've ever seen the kind of people go down easily. Yeah, you're right. The hard part's still yet to come, though. Might all finally be reunited, but now we need to sit down and decide exactly what it is we need to do to make a difference. Well, good luck with that. By the way, completely unrelated, but do you mind if I ask you a small favor? Favor? It's not often he asks favors of me. You see, I've got a noble called Annabelle staying here at the moment, but I haven't seen her since she left to go fishing yesterday. She's been gone for a whole day? That's right. She's always seemed to be crazy about her fishing, but this is the first time she's been gone this long. It's in the middle of the winter, too, so I'm a bit worried about her. If you're free, I'd really appreciate it if you went to look for her. Yeah, I can help you out there. The discussion isn't until a bit later. If she went off to fish, I'm guessing she's probably somewhere in the valley behind the village. That's what I figured, too. Harper's figuring out how far down the path she's gone. I don't have any leads there, either. Just gonna have to comb it from top to bottom. Alright. I'll be sure to bring her back as soon as I can. Stranger than fish. Or something like that. Annabelle's always fishing out along the valley, so I'm pretty sure that's where she's out this time, too. Where exactly, though, I couldn't tell you. You're just gonna have to search the base from top to bottom, unfortunately. Alright. We got our mandatory side quests while we're here. I wonder what Elise and Princess Alphen are up to now. I'd like to believe they're safe and unharmed, but I can't say I have that much faith in the Alliance. I just wish that we would hear something about them. Rumor, in fact. Anything. Wonder if they're in prison somewhere like it seems His Majesty is. The more that time passes without us hearing anything, the more worried I get. Morning, Reen. Got some meeting today, right? Yeah, Class 7's finally back together again. We just need to hash out what we're gonna do from here on out. Makes sense. You know, hearing you talk like this makes me think Source is exactly what you needed. It's nice seeing you so focused, but don't get so caught up in your thoughts that you forget to take a break now and then. Sure, it's just planning, but that's the easy part. What comes next is the tough part. You need to find some time to relax, okay? Got it. Don't worry, I will. That's all back together then, huh? I'm happy for you, Reen. Now that the cable car's running again, I'll be able to take you guys to the bottom of the mountain if you need it. Say the word if there's anything I can do to help you guys out. So, can we go to the bottom of the mountain then? This cable car station connects me at the bottom of the mountain. I don't need to use it right now. Alright. Captain Claire, is something wrong? Hello, Reen. It's nothing major. I just received an update from one of my men that contained some information I found personally relevant. Oh well, I won't pry. But at the risk of sounding condescending, you don't have to push yourself too hard. Today is one of the few chances we'll get to rest. I appreciate the concern. Still, you have bigger things to worry about than my well-being. The future of Class 7, for example. And with the town's defenses as solid as they are, now's a perfect time to sit back and figure all that out. Don't worry, the town's defenses are more than solid right now. You should be fine against anything short of what happened to the Gorelia Fortress. So while we can, we should take some time to think about Class 7's next move. Yeah, I don't think much could stop what happened at Gorelia. Gorelia was quite the incident. Equivalent to a nuke, pretty much, with less radiation. Mr. Gizmo's an amazing craftsman. All he needs is some wood and he can fix just about anything. You know, like how he patched up our roofs when they were charred. He even fixed the open-air bath. And to think of it, there are a lot of really cool guys in Ymir. It's like everyone here is really good at something. Can't figure out who we want to be like most. Football's pretty cool too. Even the grown-ups who visit Ymir are amazing. I'm always supposed to figure out who to be like most. Be like yourself. That's how you do everything. So they actually have their own separate wands now, huh? Oh no. This one's just for women, for whatever reason. Okay. That's sexist. Master Quartz. Still no new Master Quartz. Hi, Sharon. Doing some shopping, Sharon? That's right. Since you'll be gathering for a discussion in the Phoenix Wings, I thought I might help out in the kitchen. I also thought I should prepare some food for your father, seeing as your mother has other business to attend to. That's awfully generous of you. Thanks. With several Ouroboros members having recently revealed themselves to us, I can't help but assume they're up to something. I'd like you to know, Reen, that no matter what happens, my alliance will always lie with you and your classmates. Please, sure, whatever you decide on this afternoon is something you can do without regret. Sharon. I swear we will. Glad to have your support. Till the end of time. No matter what Ouroboros decides to do, I intend to remain with you and your classmates. Whatever you decide this afternoon, make sure you do with no regrets. I saw young Eustace out in front of the store not long ago. This is a handsome young man, isn't he? He can spend as long as he likes out there, if you ask me. It's good to see all your classmates back, too. Although, I still feel like someone's missing. Am I imagining things? That someone won't be gone for long, though. We'll bring him back. I feel like one of your classmates is still missing, but maybe it's just my imagination. Details. It's wonderful to have so many customers. She has nothing new at all. Pretty disappointing. To the surprise of no one, my wife ended up ordering a ton of useless junk. Again. The sorter's highlights include some castanets and a shaved ice maker. I can't imagine anyone actually buying those, so I just tossed them in the storehouse. I really don't know what goes through her head sometimes. She can be surprisingly sharp when she wants to be, but most of the time... More than anything, I just wish she'd stop ordering things in that won't sell. It's a waste of money. So many people. I am very low on space. Aw, no HP 2 yet? Well... aside from buying maybe another Holy Breath. I don't really see another reason to continue shopping here. So then, that would be everything but down Ymir Valley in the mansion. So let's do some snowboarding. You now play the A3 course. Let's do it. I have to get 18 out of 19. It should be easy, hopefully. I'm sure I'll screw it up. Whoever put that flag there is a douche. Right in front of the barrier. Perfect score. Nice.
Did it!
First try again. Nice work. There was an expert level. No, there was an expert level course too. Well, here's your prize. Go ahead and take it. Passion leggings. I'm pretty sure you already have one of those. Oh, and take this too. It's a new board that's gotten real popular among the youngsters. Purple dotted board. Select board on the course menu is now available. The difference between boards is purely cosmetic, so feel free to choose based on personal preference. I'll be sure to keep the courses well maintained. Yep. Cool. Alright, let's go back to... Wait, can I choose... Nope. Okay, let's try cooking the onion soup. Let's grab a bunch of random people. Let's go with the first people here. First. It's the onion soup.
Alright, let's get started.
I hope this turns out okay. Oh.
I'll cycle between these.
Sure, I'd love to.
Okay, let's swap out Laura and Machias. Whoops.
All right, I'll give it a try. A delicacy
Perfect.
straight from Nord. Enjoy.
Alright, let's get the party to... Whoops. I chose leave on accident. Let's get a party that I'm used to. Seems like a solid party. Oh, we got
I could probably fish.
weird... We got the weird bird things again. Fun.
Not bad. Caught one.
what I had in mind.
2 more. And we're done for here. Crayfish.
Not what I had in mind.
Caught one.
Okay. So now we got new enemy on the path, so we have to analyze him.
Now's our chance. Let's get him.
My turn.
Icicle Penguin.
Activate.
Let's move.
Level 74.
Second form. Damn!
Gotta spam S-Crash to get that stuff going. Gotta get that 100 S-Craft achievement.
That's that. Let's keep moving.
So I have to find Annabelle, who's somewhere along the path here.
Now's our chance.
My turn. Here goes.
Overdrive!
We got a good overdrive, so.
Got you. Here I go. Sit. Now's our chance.
You're done.
You're finished.
Okay.
Got you. That's that. Let's keep moving. Sit. Ha! 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 Ha!
Give me the item. Give me the item. There we go. So you think because she was fishing here that I might be able to, but no, can't.
Advantage is ours.
Eh.
Okay.
I would think that they'd be weak enough to where I could kill them, but nope.
Got you. Let's move. Sit.
All right.
Leave this to me. Take this.
I'll handle it.
Eh.
Too slow.
Let's move. Ha!
Okay.
There we go. I was waiting for that.
Mission complete.
That's what.
Alright, let's go find Annabelle. There she is. Decided to go farther up this time, I guess. Who knows? Maybe there's better fishing there. Hello, Annabelle. Oh my, already tired? Oh yes, you certainly are. Any fish would be after fighting all night long. Got you! Come on, come on! Drat! Took my bait and swam off. Again! Why, fish? Is your fishy stomach a bottomless pit of hunger? How did I know this was how we'd find her? Can't believe she's been fishing all night. Then again, I totally can. Excuse me, Annabelle? I think it would be best to return to your mirror and get some sleep. Considering how tired you clearly are, if you were to fall into the water, I dread to think what might happen. Oh, hogwash. So close to finally catching it. I can already taste its deliciously filleted body. I refuse to go back empty-handed. That's simply unthinkable. So focused on fishing, she's not seeing thieves clearly. Is there nothing we can do? Oh, I know. What if I caught the fish that you're after in your place? That work for you? Oh, a fishing battle is what you want, is it? I'd be happy to accept. Let's see who can catch the little devil first, shall we? That's not what sure, but game on. I hope I can actually catch it. Sounds like a big one. Alright, you're on. What the hell is that thing?
Not what I had in mind.
Caught mystery fish. Ah, it's huge. Did you catch it? Did you? Did you catch the mighty blue devil? I don't know, but whatever it is, it's gigantic. Come on. Huh. Alrighty then. You caught it! You really caught it! This is the elusive blue devil! This is not the time for rejoicing! Stay back! It's a monster! What?
Stay on guard and don't get cocky.
Okay. Focus, activate.
Has a chunk of health. You tried. Let's see, level 75. He's not immune to faint, so I could really use that. Alright.
Alright.
I believe she has something that causes faint, doesn't she?
Alright, let's get this started.
That's Seal, unfortunately. Seal, speed. Seal is a 20% chance. That causes faint, I guess. At a 100% chance.
Let's see if we can live through this.
Leave this to me.
Well, time for some fun.
Time barrier. Break.
Okay,
Alright.
now.
Got you. Here we go. Ha! Now's our chance.
You're done. Okay, I'm counting on you.
Leave this to me. Now is the time to attack.
Understood.
Okay. Now.
Got you. My turn. Ha! Now.
You're done.
Right.
And this, my friends, is exactly how this game works.
Time barrier. Break.
Fortunately, Claire was not close enough to continue this combo infinitely, but oh well.
My turn. Ha! Now's our chance. Let's go.
I'll handle it.
Got you.
Now he's stuck for a turn.
I'll handle it.
Easy enough.
Target's eliminated. Let's get going.
I did it.
Done.
Anyway, it wasn't easy, but I managed to bring her back. Sounds like things got pretty hairy out there. Allow me to apologize for exposing all of you to danger like that. I thought I could handle myself in dangerous places, but my overconfidence may have been on my undoing this time. feel as though I've learned anew just how dangerous it can be to leave the shelter of a town. Well, as long as you understand that, I suppose that's all that matters. Yep, no one got hurt, and she gets what she did was wrong. Really helped me out here by finding her. Here, take this as a little something from me. Effort. Are you sure I can just have this? Sure as can be. It's nothing that special anyway. In that case, I feel as though I should give you some kind of reward as well. It wouldn't be much but noble if I didn't repay someone for their kindness. Prankster. Those are the two cooking ones, aren't they? Thanks. Thank you again for saving my life. I may have been careless this time, but next time I'll be sure to be fully prepared for the possibility of being attacked by the fish I catch. She didn't learn a damn thing, did she? Oh boy, so it'll take more than a brush with death to get her to give up her dangerous fishing excursions. That's one less thing to worry about, at least. Gonna have to have a word with that Annabelle to never do something like that again now, won't I? So, she's sitting over here by the fire. I owe you my thanks for your assistance earlier. Could have ended up in quite the bind without it. Frankly, being outdone by your fishing skills show me just how inexperienced I really am. Promise not to bite off more than I can chew from here onward. That's good to hear, and speaking of good things, something smells nice. You'd be surprised at just how juicy our little friend is. Now to wait for the rest. I just realized how much I still have to learn today. From now on, I'll start by taking measures for self-protection. I'm sure I'll suss out exactly what those measures are with a succulent meal. So, angler points. I think I'll hang on to my points for now. Even though I really want to get my hands on that, the quartz. Let's see. We've done everything except for stuff in the house, so... For the bike. Angela's Orbital bike. I'll have to take good care of this in Angela's place. Yep. This dog's named Bedeau, right? He's cute. Yeah, Dad raised him to be a hunting dog, believe it or not. He's a sweetie, though. Looks like a smart one to me. I think it's pretty relaxing, too. I'll stay with him for a bit while I think about what we should do. Stroking Bedeau is kind of relaxing. I'll stay with him for a bit while I think about what we should do. Lord Teo's condition improving has no doubt caused Arthur to perk up as well. He truly loves his master, I can tell you that. I'll have to be sure to keep him well brushed when Lord Teo is fit to ride him again. Patrolling his territory and slaying dangerous monsters are all important duties of a ruling lord. I'm sure Lord Teo will soon be ready to resume doing so. Just hold on a while longer, Arthur. You'll be meeting with your classmates today, yes? Yeah, there's a few things we need to cover before going forward. Plus we need to talk about Elise and the princess, too. That determination in your eyes is so like your father's. No matter what path you choose to follow, always know that you have our support. Just remember to take care of yourself, alright? I will. I promise. It leads to your classmates are safe and well. It's clear as day that you won't stop at helping only them, however. Everyone you've met, students from the academy, your instructors, all the citizens from all the towns you visited, they've all left their mark on you, and I know you want to help them just as much. I couldn't be more proud of you, Rean. Alright, let's go see Dad. Sure, he's lying in bed still. What are you doing in here, Alyssa? Your mother told me that I could find some tools in here, so here I am. Even for the work I'm going to be doing on the Orbital bike. Wait, you know how that bike works well enough to do that? Well, an engine, right? We should be able to tinker with it. After all Angelica's done for us, I at least want to make sure she gets her precious bike back in top condition. We're going to be doing some work on Angelica's Orbital bike. She's done a lot for us, so I want to make sure her bike's in top shape when she sees it next. His recovery is coming along nicely, but the battle isn't over yet. He still needs to rest as much as he can. There's no medicine more effective than time. His recovery is coming along. Okay, the same dialogue. Father Bernard is always so dependable when it comes to medical care. I feel like I'm back to my old self again, which means it's about time I got out of bed and returned to business as usual. I strongly advise against that. You still need rest. And while I'm sure you're feeling out of shape from all the bed rest, I'd also advise going out hunting. But when can I go out hunting again? Your injuries were so great, we could have lost you. For peace of mind, I'd like you to keep an eye on your condition for another week. A whole week? Well, I must. His passion for hunting is still strong as ever, I see. I can't deny my disappointment, but if Father Bernard says I must, then I have little choice in the matter. But the minute I'm in the clear to hunt, I'll be bringing home a massive wild boar to celebrate. Count on it, Reen. Alright. Let's go have our team meeting. I still got some time left before the meeting starts. Maybe I should go get some rest. Choosing the rest will cause the main story to advance. Any unseen bonding events will no longer be available. Rest. Need it, Reen. Eventually, the clock struck 12. One by one, Class 7 began to make their way to the Phoenix Wings cafeteria. And once they had all gathered, they jumped into discussing what they were going to do from that point forward.
Ah, you went up a rank. Here's a little something from the guild.
Braveheart. Vigorate.
Keep it up.
Let me guess. A.
Wow, nice job.
Not an S. More than likely I had to kill Duvali in that boss fight in order to
I thought long and hard about
get
it.
+1 or
I think
something.
we as a class need to find a third way. A path of our own, separate from the ones the reformist and
Alright.
noble factions are taking.
I'm not going to have to talk for this one, so I'm going to kick back, relax, and drink while we're viewing this.
A third way, you say? I do agree. It wouldn't feel quite right for us to directly support either side.
True, we might be military academy students, but we're still students.
Involving ourselves in a civil war isn't something we should take lightly. We might have a divine knight on our side, but we're still going to need to be very careful how we proceed.
Whatever we do, Valimar will certainly be at the center.
No doubt. We've all seen how powerful the Divine Knights are. If we use them right, we can intervene in the war as much as we want.
They're quite literally beings of legend. However, his potential influence on the war is all the more reason why he will need to be used cautiously.
What are we gonna do then? Even if we agree on not siding with either of the factions, I'm pretty sure each of us have different stuff we want to do. And different things that we have to do too.
Yeah, that's true. For my part, I need to rescue Elise and Princess Alphen from the Noble Alliance's clutches. Whether it's alone or with you guys, it's something I'll do.
There's no way you'll be alone for that. We're with you all the way. I'm concerned about Dad too, what with them having him under arrest.
I still can't get in contact with Fiona either. I'm glad I was able to see Dad, but I'm worried about her.
For me, I'm worried about Ruhr as a whole. It's a huge relief to see you're alright, Sharon, but Mother's still unaccounted for.
I'm sorry I can't do more to comfort you, my lady.
And I have no idea where Father's been for the past month. I'm certain he must be well, but all the same.
We're all worried about our families, I see. Hopefully, we can find some information on all of them before the fighting gets any more fierce.
I'm certainly not worried about the safety of mine. Although, suffice it to say, if we choose to intervene in the war, conflict with them is all but inevitable.
That goes for Zeno and Leo too. They've been hired by the Noble Alliance, so I'd say it's likely we'll run into them in the future.
Plus, Emma and I still need to talk to Vita to see what exactly she's trying to do.
To figure out what's so important to her that she was willing to break a taboo to do it.
That's true.
Whatever you decide to do, you'll have my full support. Just as the warriors of Nord did 250 years ago, I'm determined to fight to protect my second homeland, and those who live within it.
Oh, same! We can do this! I can back him up, right, Claire?
How could I say no? I have my own duties to take care of as part of the Railway Military Police, but I fully intend to support all of you with everything I have.
I'm thinking it's about time I return to helping the guild, actually. But I'll still be in touch with Sarah, so I'm sure I can lend a hand or two anytime you need it.
Naturally, I'd be overjoyed to continue serving as your dormitory's caretaker.
I'm your instructor, so you're stuck with me to the very end. Whatever you choose to do, you'll have my support. You're going to need to decide on a more specific course of action, though. Resolving to find a third way is a start, but only a start. It also leaves plenty of questions that need to be answered on top of it all.
Well, then how about this? Let's figure out right now whether or not we want to keep using Ymir as our base of operations.
Just so we're clear on this, there's a limit to how many people can use the spirit path at any one time. And with as many people as we have now, I'm not sure how useful it's going to be at this point.
And we're limited on how frequently we can use it.
Oh, right.
But we're also just as limited on where we can go otherwise. We haven't exactly been the most subtle group around. Who's to say we could even operate elsewhere?
An astute point. The Noble Alliance will no doubt be even more wary of us than before.
In the end, no matter what we decide, we lose.
Indeed. Yet we're short on time, so a decision must be made now.
There's gotta be something that only we can do.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I know it exists. And I'm sure that we'll find it. The best thing we can do now is keep talking things out until we find a way.
Well, doesn't this look fun?
Oh, great. Look who it is.
Mind if I join in?
Why?
What in the world? It couldn't be.
Vita?
Why am I not surprised?
It's lovely to see you again, Emma. You were finally able to reunite with all of your classmates. I'm happy for you. Really, I am. The goddess was on your side after all,
Cut the crap, Vita. Have you been listening in all this time?
Where are you? I'm not far at all. Listen closely now.
That sounds just like...
Is that...
It's coming from above us!
How great is that in airship? They brought an airship to this town? Is that what they did? Fun.
Isn't that the Noble Alliance Force's flagship?
What's the
We're
Pantagruel
screwed.
doing here?
Damn it! I didn't think she'd tell the rest of their army where we were.
But why now?
Why? Because our preparations are finally complete.
Oh boy.
Vita!
That's actually her.
Vita! You're here. Yes, I am here, in the flesh. Good day to you all, Class 7.
Okay.
As nice as it would be to finally give you a hug, Emma, I wouldn't want to keep our guest of honor waiting any longer. So, without further ado...
Hello, Crow. How's it going?
Can't be. Isn't that...
The Azure Knight. Crow.
Long time no see, guys. Sorry for dropping in on you like this, but I'm sure you know the drill by now. You ready to have some fun?
Is that really you, Crow?
There's no doubt about it.
See, you damn terrorist.
Come on!
Right! Heed my call! Valimar!
Acknowledged.
Question is he full on energy? Alright. Bro, looks like it's time for a rematch.
I'm not gonna lose this time, because at the end of the day, he's just an obstacle that needs to be overcome. So lend me your power, Valimar!
Very well. Use my power as you see fit.
You've really taken to piloting since your last encounter, haven't you? I was hoping you would, and you didn't let me down. You boys have so much potential. But potential is only that. Potential. And you, Reem, might want to reevaluate just how many obstacles need overcoming.
Yeah, we've got quite a few. Oh boy. They brought everyone here, didn't they?
This is bad.
Aren't those the Alliance's allies?
Long time no see, kiddos. You doing all right, Fee?
I see the purple lightning has joined your ranks.
Xeno. Leo.
Yeah, wasn't
Zephyr.
wasn't Sarah a former
And a few
bracer?
members of Ouroboros,
Can't remember.
Too. Guess all the big guys wanted a piece of
I
us.
don't know if she was a former Jaeger or not.
And look, Sammy's here too.
Kindly stop referring to Clown Soleus with that bizarre nickname.
Ah, it's such a pleasure to visit this wintry wonderland once again.
Oh, it's a pleasure, all right. The time for my long-awaited revenge has finally come. Now you shall pay!
It's only been 2 days since you first fought them, you know.
This could pose a problem. Why send so many powerful allies here? And all at once?
You've proven to be rather formidable adversaries after all.
Is that Rufus?
Wouldn't do to underestimate you.
I'm getting like the same exact feeling from when they showed that Ian was allied with Ouroboros and everything
I'm pleased to
in
see you all
OW.
again, ladies and gentlemen of Class 7.
It feels like that, except we already knew
As for
Rufus
you,
was
dear
allied with
brother,
them.
I was told that you'd run away from home. It does my heart good to see you safe and sound. So, you've finally gathered up the will to make the difficult choices life set at your feet, I presume. Even if those choices place you in my line of fire.
Yes, I have.
He's shown up too.
The Noble Alliance is pulling out all the stops to finally get rid of us, aren't they?
Reen, we'll take care of everything here. You and Valimar have your own battle to fight.
Are you sure?
We're in for a real brawl out here, but a guy couldn't ask for better opponents.
Leave the battle on the ground to us.
We've no intention of backing down without a fight. Wait, Sharon! I know they're all strong, but still.
Quite a few of them.
Well, what do you say we get started?
Here he comes!
Take it to a better location, I guess. Good enough.
I'm impressed. You managed to hold your own better than I expected you to. It's only been a month or so, but you've really grown as an Awakener, Reen.
Well, it's hard to go through the kinds of things I have without growing from the experience. And now that I've done all that, I'm going to be the one who takes you down.
I don't think you have enough power yet.
No, you're not. I said you could hold your own, not that you could win. Remember, there's still a 3-year gap's worth of experience between us. And it's time you realize just how much of an impact that gap has.
That's enough, Crow!
Do they really stand a chance?
I think no.
So far, but yeah, it's not looking good. They're outnumbered for one thing.
Then it's time we lent them our aid.
Agreed. Weapons at the ready, guys.
Always in a rush, aren't you? Stay right where you are. I'll serve as your opponent today.
You will?
Trying to stop us from joining in?
I'd rather our intrusion cause as little inconvenience as possible for the people of this village.
Seems pretty
I'll
strong.
let you make the first move. It's been quite some time since I last instructed you in fencing, Eustace. I look forward to seeing how you've improved.
Wow.
His guard's perfect.
Stay alert. Rufus is a master of court fencing. We'll need to put all we have into this battle to even stand a chance against him.
I would have it no other way.
Sex will participate in the battle. So he's the leader, technically. Alright.
Show me what you're capable of.
I'll handle it.
I plan on it. Don't know how good of a job I'll do, because you're level 80, and that means it's likely going to be a forced loss. Off the bat with the art cast, huh? Eldest son of the Alberea family. The Alliance's chief of staff. EXP 0, it's going to be a forced loss. Highly skilled at Corinth fencing.
Very well.
But, might as well try as hard as I can, right?
Now's our chance. Don't let it pass.
Leave it to me.
Leave this to me. Break!
No problem. Light. Rain upon us.
Nope.
Too slow. Okay.
Gotta go fast.
I'll handle it. Too slow. I'll handle it.
Too good.
Leave this to me.
Let's see.
No problem. Light.
I gotta give Fee that strength buff back.
Very well. Now's our chance. Don't let it pass.
Leave it to me.
Nope.
Okay. Eliminating targets.
You really think that was gonna work, huh?
I'll handle it. Here I go. Filthy dance. What's that?
Right.
They aren't close enough to actually be able to do that. That sucks. Let's see.
Break!
can do this. Right.
I'm getting S-Craft paranoia right now.
Rain upon us.
So I'll probably do that and one-shot everybody on the team. Nope. Alright.
Handle this.
Tried.
My turn. Gotcha.
Leave this to me. Time barrier. Break.
I'll handle this.
Alright.
Now's our chance.
Fortunately, I couldn't get Alyssa in range, but she doesn't attack much, so it's not a big problem. Nice.
Gotcha. Right.
I'll refresh their insight status. I'll have Machias move slightly closer.
Rain upon us.
Actually, I'll have Machias hit her with the CP regen thing.
My turn.
Given enough turns, I could win.
Here I go.
Very well. Now's our chance. Don't let it pass. Get off.
I just realized Machias says "shut up" when he does that. That's awesome. I love stuff like that. It's great.
Arcus activate.
Right.
Let's see, he should be fine. Just steal some damage so she can regen some CP. Oh, he gets a free arts cast, huh? But he doesn't use it, so it's fine. Soul Slicer.
Too slow.
Alright. Guess that marks the end. He didn't S-break or anything, though.
Well, I won't deny that was an entertaining diversion.
I wasn't having many issues.
But you do well to intensify your training regimen if you hope to best me.
How is he so strong?
You didn't stand a chance.
He might even be stronger than Sarah.
Are you guys okay? Hey, you really think you've got time to be worrying about them? You ain't getting out of this one, Green.
All right, bring it on. It's time to settle this, Crow.
Bring it on.
So he's gonna start.
Be a tough one. Be careful.
And I don't have allies to rely on, too, it looks like. So I'm at a disadvantage automatically. I don't know if he has the same weaknesses as before, honestly, so kind of screwed at this point. No defenses, but yeah, I can't defend because it consumes 25 CP. What now? Alright. Alright. Good start. I highly doubt I'll be able to win. Ah, Criminal Edge, huh? It's just art. It's cast after cast. Damn. Brutal. Ooh, we dodged it. And a link attack to finish it off.
Hey, are you okay?
Rip Reen. He's dead.
Settled enough for you?
Didn't even bother to use that trump card of yours.
He wasn't even trying last time, then was he?
Come on. With the way you are now, I don't even need to try. I'll always win. And that ring perfectly illustrates just how massive the gulf between us is. Maybe you think you've had it tough up till now, but you're gonna need to go through a hell of a lot more if you want to even the odds.
Yeah, the odds are pretty bad. Hi, Vita. How's it going?
I see the battle here has come to an end.
Oh, hey Vita.
I can't help but feel a little bummed that everything went exactly as I thought it would. Still, it just goes to show how much faith I have in your skills, my sweet Azure Chevalier.
Funny, I don't recall ever becoming yours. How's everything up top?
I think it's only a matter of time before the battle is decided. But we've caused enough trouble for the people of Ymir already. It's about time we brought this to a close.
They really care about the people of Ymir, huh? No innocent bystanders get hurt.
Sinestrum Phantasma.
My apologies for not coming down to speak with you in person, ladies and gentlemen of Thor's Military Academy.
It's exactly like the thing from Trails to Ao.
You know who I am, of course, but I am Duke Cayenne.
Pepper.
Ruler of the Lemaire province and supreme leader of the Noble Alliance.
Duke Cayenne?
Pepper.
So even the big guy himself is here.
I must say, what a curious group we have here. I'd heard as much, but allow me to extend my most heartfelt congratulations. My expectations have thoroughly been exceeded. When I saw young Eustace and Laura in Legram earlier this year, I could never have imagined this is how we would next meet. Oh, I'm sure your parents must have warned you against wandering off with such disreputable individuals on a number of occasions. But I suppose every child thinks that they alone know what is best for themselves. Duke Alberea was simply livid about what happened. But it can't hurt to learn more about the outside world,
Every word that leaves his mouth is condescending.
Did you come all the way here just to tell us that?
Don't be silly, child. Reen Schwarzer. I had this meeting arranged because I wanted to speak with you. Perhaps the method was a touch too garish for something so simple, but do forgive me for not formally requesting an audience.
With me?
With you. Allow me to get right to the point. I wish to invite you, Ashen Chevalier, aboard our flagship.
Wait, why?
I've heard all about your magnificent exploits across the land, and so I thought it would be nice to sit down and have a long, pleasant chat with you about the past, the present, as well as your future.
Cold Steel 3?
Are you suggesting?
You want Reen to join the Noble Alliance?
Should you accept my invitation, we will withdraw peacefully from Ymir. Furthermore, I give you my personal assurance that we will leave this village alone for the duration of this war. A fine proposition, is it not? Are we interested?
Very well. Allow me
Got
to
a feeling.
accept your invitation.
Protecting others is more important.
Don't be an idiot. This is clearly a trap. They wouldn't come all the way out here and take you into their flagship if it weren't.
I appreciate your concern. A trap or not, this might be a good chance for us, too. I think I'd regret it if I let it pass. Valimar, transport Celine back outside.
Are you certain?
Now hold it right there.
Don't worry about me. The odds were against all of us getting back together, but we did it. And I'm sure we can do it again, too. So just wait with Emma for now. I'll be back before you know it. Valimar, if you would.
Very well.
But wait!
I'm getting Estelle being brought upon the glorious vibes from this right here.
It seems the time has come for us to part ways once again. But remember this. You're an Alberea. There is power and dignity in that name, to whatever end you would use it. I want you to prove that the convictions you cling to are worthy of your loyalty. Not for my benefit, but for yours.
Wait!
Lord Rufus!
Well met, Lord Schwarzer. It's a pleasure to see you again. Allow me to extend my apologies for the harm my father visited upon this town and its people.
Never mind that. What do you intend to do with my son? And what is a promising young man like yourself?
We're simply going to borrow young Reen for a short while. There's nothing to worry about. I'm a busy man these days, though, so for now, I bid you adieu.
So I'm guessing there's so little a threat.
Together too. Why?
So little threat to just leave him there.
Sorry,
They ain't gonna regret
but
that.
I'll be back, I promise. So stay safe.
Reen!
Reen!
Act 1 completed. After what, like 20-something hours? Okay. Everybody's bonds plus 500. Achievement completed. Ashen Chronicles. We did it. It only took almost 28 hours, but we made it to the end of Act 1. Nice. Noble Alliance Forces flagship, aerial battleship Pentagon. They decided to chain him down. Gonna put him in handcuffs too, I bet. Surprisingly not. Alright.
So this is what Duke Cayenne looks like
Pepper.
from up close. It's hard to believe that I've ended up in the same room as the leader of the Noble Alliance. Although, I guess we did meet back in Legram before the war broke out.
Reen Schwarzer. Truth be told, we don't want this war to drag on any more than you do.
Really?
We only acted as we did due in part to our dearly departed Chancellor's behavior being far too unreasonable to justify turning a blind eye. He garnered the trust of His Majesty, and in turn misused that trust. He flagrantly disregarded this nation's beloved culture and traditions, treating Erebonia as if it were his own personal property. Surely you too noticed this.
Well, I can't say I disagree. We did hear story after story during our field studies about how aggressive his policies were, about the way he didn't care how many enemies he made as a result, creating terrorist groups like the Imperial Liberation Front.
But as I said, the cause of our nation's ills is now gone. Now, all that remains is to turn back the hands of time just a touch, and the good old days of the Empire will be upon us once more. The key to this bright future lies in putting aside our differences and joining hands. Am I wrong?
I'm afraid that yes, you are. Do you honestly believe that people can so easily put aside their differences after all the Alliance has done? You occupied Heimdall and effectively took every one of its citizens hostage, imprisoned the Imperial family. And let's not forget how you're now in league with the enemy nation responsible for the destruction of Gorelia Fortress. After all that, the Imperial army would never bow their heads to the likes of you, even if the rest of the population did.
My word, I'm afraid there's been a terrible misunderstanding. The Imperial family is simply under our loving protection. They certainly haven't been imprisoned. But that does bring me to exactly why I want you to help us.
It does?
The Azure Knight is already on our side. But if we had your Ashen Knight as well...
What exactly would that do?
That would mean we'd have two of the great knights of Erebonian legend to put into play.
Ah.
Couple them with our Panzer Soldats, and the Imperial Army's armored divisions would cower before us.
If they just put the goddamn Azure Knight on the field, I'm sure you'd win easily.
You may not find us winning the war ideal, but this union benefits everyone more than carrying on until our inevitable victory,
I don't think it's that simple.
I beg to differ. The presence of Soldats units on a battlefield makes a tremendous difference. What they may lack in firepower and armor compared to tanks, they make up for in mobility and versatility. But more important than even those factors is the psychological impact they have on our opponents.
Well...
They're only human. As such, we are as captivated as we are terrified of giant beings bearing human form. And if that holds true even for mass-produced soldats made with modern technology, it will be all the more true for the divine knights of legend you and Crow possess.
Can't argue with that logic.
I will say it once more. Gileath Osborne is dead.
Okay.
And with his death, all that's left to be done is end this ridiculous war and return order to the Empire. Only then will everything be as it should. That includes both your pleasant academy life and the peaceful days of darling Elise and her friend the princess.
Are you trying to...
Whatever you ultimately decide,
Blackmail.
their safety
Tasty.
is guaranteed. I would ask that you promise him this, if nothing else, Your Grace.
But of course, I'm not a monster.
Rufus.
We may stand on opposite sides of this conflict, but I still sit on Thor's board of directors. And in that capacity, I suggest you consider carefully the choice before you. After all, every soldier must decide for himself whether a cause is worth fighting, perhaps even dying for. I look forward to hearing your answer.
Please come with us, Master Rain. We'll escort you to the guest room. Food and refreshments will be provided for you there. Food and refreshments, you say? Intermission. Aboard the Pentagram. Is there only 2 acts in this game? You already have an intermission. Or is there 3? Like, because normally they call the final, like the last chapter, the final chapter. Maybe it's Act 1, Act 2, and then final chapter. Well, the first act was like 28 hours. Talking to everybody, so... Pentagram guest area. Fancy. Yeah, this feels almost exactly like when Estelle was stuck on the Courageous. Not the Courageous. The Glorious. The Ouroboros flagship.
All that's left to be done is end this ridiculous war and return order to the Empire. Only
Didn't they even... Yeah, they offered Estelle a position as an enforcer, too.
That includes both your pleasant academy life and the peaceful days of darling Elise and her friend the princess.
I suggest you consider carefully the choice before you. After all, every soldier must decide for himself whether a cause is worth fighting, perhaps even dying for. I look forward to hearing your answer.
It's hard to argue that this war began because the noble faction went too far. But the longer it goes on, the more people are going to suffer. Am I really okay with that? If I join them, I could reduce the number of victims, be friends with Crow again, free Elise and Princess Elfin. No, this isn't that simple. Think, Rain, think! I was able to reunite with the others, but Elise and Princess Elfin are still in the Alliance's custody. What's the best thing I can do? This isn't just about me. What do all of us want to do?
Keep racking your brain like that and smoke will start coming out of your ears.
What do you want?
Hey now, no need to give me that look. I figured I was gonna find you busy thinking everything over like your life depended on it. And what do you know? I was right.
How about you mind your own damn business? Don't you have better things to do with your time? I figured the glorious Azure Chevalier would be far too busy with the war to be hanging out around here.
It's tough being popular. If you joined us, I could get away with doing half the work I am now. So come on, stop freaking out about it so much and make a choice.
This isn't something I can just decide by flipping a coin, Crow. And besides, it'd probably be an easier choice if not for a certain someone. What's that in your hand, anyway?
Grub, of course. Kinda early, but I brought you your lunch. Mind if I join you?
Hope you're ready for mouth-watering.
Hamburgers, fries, and onion rings, huh?
Yep.
I was expecting something more fancy like I had last night.
Thought we were having steamed hams.
Oh, that kind of food more your thing? Okay then, give me a minute while I go ask the chef to whip something up.
No, this is fine. The burger looks delicious.
Cool. Alright, dig in.
This tastes kinda different from a normal burger. Oh, no wonder. It's got whitefish in it.
Yeah, they're called fish burgers. Pretty good, right?
Yeah, the tartar sauce makes for an unusual extra flavoring too. This tastes amazing. I like this way more than the food I had last night, to be honest.
If I knew how to edit text, I would love to just edit this to perfectly fit the steamed hams joke, because it almost fits perfectly.
Guess it was worth putting my cooking skills to the test after all.
Wait, you made this?
Was my first time cooking in a while, too. Sharon could probably do better, though. But I wanted to give it a shot anyway. This stuff was like soul food back in Dry, where I grew up.
Oh.
To think, all the time we spent searching for the leader of the Imperial Liberation Front, and he was right under our noses. Crow Armbrust from the Jirai SEZ.
Oh, yeah. Vita was using some weird thing of hers to let you see what was going on, wasn't she? So I guess you saw what happened there.
Yeah. Jirai was that special economic zone in the northwest you guys went to during our August field study, too.
We didn't write anything special like that in the Jirai Special Economic Zone. Well, I guess that makes sense, seeing as it's under direct control of the Imperial government and not a noble. I seem to recall that it was being annexed 8 years ago. Is that right? Yeah, the Empire stitched on nice and neat without much opposition. Now it's prospering as a special economic zone on the coast. Like a pretty lively place.
So you ended up going back to your old hometown then?
Yeah, by pure coincidence. It's changed a lot since I was last there, so it was kind of surreal being back again. But it was nostalgic in its own way, too.
It's been bugging me for a long time now. What could have made you want to join a group of terrorists like the Imperial Liberation Front? What was it that made you hate Chancellor Osborne that much? Enough to take his life? Tell me, Crow, please. I want to know what it was that made you who you are now. What kind of place Jirai was, how you lived there, and what you were doing before you entered the academy and met Toa, Angelica, and George.
Where's the fun in prying into a guy's past? Save all that talk for your number one in class. Who's the lucky girl anyway? Elisa? Laura? Emma? Fee? And don't tell me it's Milliam, because, you know,
I'm serious, Crow. I really want to know. Think of telling me your past is paying off the interest you owe on that 50 Mira. Because until I know, until we know, we won't be able to move forward.
You're really serious.
Crow?
My past really isn't that big of a deal, you know. It's got nothing on yours, that's for sure. If you find yourself thinking that's all when I'm done, well, I warned you. So, you really want to know?
Yeah. Nothing you say will change my mind. Please, tell me.
All right, you win. Like I said, it's just your run-of-the-mill sob story. Pick up any history textbook and you'll probably find a dozen others just like it. It's the kind of story that's so common no one bothers to remember it, like it never even happened. Back in those days, Jirai was known as Jirai City. It was a city-state off the coast of northwest Zemuria that prospered through maritime trade with West Erebonia, Northumbria, and Remiferia. It had a population of around 150,000 people, so it wasn't exactly a big place or anything. Because of that, the surrounding nations left it alone and let us live out our days in peace. We were pretty fortunate, all things considered, until about 20 years ago. That was when the Northumbrian disaster struck, and much of the Principality of Northumbria was turned to salt. And as a result, trade on the northwest shore was reduced to virtually nothing. Day after day, Jirai's prosperity started to fade away.
The salt pail, or whatever it's called.
Still, it wasn't all bad. We had our fishing, our historic landmarks, our septium mines. We could make use of those to get trade going again, both to keep our state running and to help out Northumbria. In fact, the one who advocated that approach was the mayor, my grandfather. He was the last mayor Jirai City ever had. He was a stubborn old bastard, but he had this wry sense of humor, and was well loved by everyone. I lost my mom and dad early, so he was also my only living relative. He taught me just about everything a guy could know. He was like a mom, dad, and your old master rolled into one, I guess. Anyway, fast forward to 10 years ago. Out of nowhere, we received this proposal from the Erebonian government. They said they wanted to extend a railway line from Heimdall all the way to Jirai. We relied on the sea for trade before, but there wasn't any reason to believe we couldn't benefit from being connected to Heimdall by rail. The proposal drew overwhelming support from the city's council, and as a result, my grandfather was forced to accept. Within a year, the city had all of its old life back and then some. The streets were more bustling than ever. But keep in mind, this was a result of huge amounts of imperial capital flowing into the city. Land and buildings we once treasured were bought up left and right. Everything became a target for investment. People only cared about making money. Something similar supposedly happened in Crossbell too, but unlike there, no opposition existed in Jirai. My grandfather sensed something was off, and he tried what he could to get the situation under control. Then one day, someone blew up the railway line leading to Jirai. Everyone demanded that it be repaired as quickly as possible. Everyone except the imperial government. Instead, they panned our national security arrangements for being insufficient and threatened to withdraw all imperial capital. The city was left in an uproar like we'd never seen. Shares plummeted, and with no one able to ascertain the culprit's identity, chaos reigned. That was when he showed up.
Osborne?
Chancellor Gileath Osborne, in his third year as representative of the imperial government, personally came to Jirai. We then received a second proposal.
The restoration of the railway and its future security will be seen to by the Imperial Army. In return for our continued assistance in safekeeping, Jirai will come under the wing of our glorious empire and attain even greater prosperity as a special economic zone.
The timing was too good to be true, really. Realizing this, my grandfather staunchly opposed the idea. He tried everything he could to convince the city's council to reject the offer. Unfortunately, once you taste the sweet fruit of prosperity, it's hard to want to go back. The council, made up of influential merchants, and all their greed, jumped at the offer. And tempted by the elimination of customs, together with the tax breaks from being an SEZ, many of the citizens did too. And during all that, they'd conveniently found a suspect behind the railway incident, my grandfather. He loved Jirai more than anyone, and up till then, its people loved him too. And yet, virtually overnight, he found himself facing the wrath of both the city's council and the citizens alike. Left with no choice, he resigned from his position as mayor, and Jirai formally became part of the empire. Both of these things happened on the same exact day. That was 8 years ago. Naturally, everyone knew my grandfather wasn't the one who did it. They knew who was really responsible. They just turned a blind eye to the truth. See? I warned you. Just your run-of-the-mill sob story.
I don't know what to say, Crow. What happened to him after that?
Interestingly complicated for a run-of-the-mill sob story.
One day, he just up and died. Once he resigned, the whole affair with the railway getting blown up was all but forgotten. He lived comfortably in retirement for about half a year, fell ill, and that was that. He just lost the will to go on, I guess. Like I said, he was the only family I had. I mean, I had plenty of friends even then, but I chose to leave it all behind. I was 13 at the time. I wandered the land, doing whatever I had to get by. That was when I met old Cayenne, who happily indulged my hatred for the Chancellor. And with his financial backing, I went out with the goal to find others who were just like me. That was the beginning of the Imperial Liberation Front. Gideon, Scarlet, and Vulcan were among those I recruited. I'd also met Vita then. I only knew her as the woman who had often come to see Cayenne. She guided me to a place below the city of Ortis, and there slept the Azure Knight Ordine. One after another, I overcame the same trials you did with your friends, but alone. And once I'd proven myself worthy, Ordine accepted me as his awakener. That was 3 years ago. I was 16. My preparations complete, I concealed my background, and enrolled in a military academy near the capital. Everything I did for the sole purpose of taking the Chancellor's head. Come on now, what's with the face? You look sadder about all this than I do.
Yeah, I guess.
I swear. I'm not trying to tell you the Chancellor was evil or anything.
What?
Still, there's no denying that he managed to outwit my grandfather. And he may have lost, but Pop's always loved a good gamble. It's thanks to him that I'm pretty good at chess, card games, that kind of stuff. I'd say it's fairly normal for a student to want to avenge his master's defeat, wouldn't you?
Maybe.
At the end of the day, there's no denying this country has problems, and the Chancellor's methods were making them worse. I studied those problems, worked out how to use the situation to my advantage, and then won the game with an all-or-nothing gamble. But when you think of how peaceful Jirai is now, I'd say I've got a duty to clear up the mess left behind by my game too, which means ending this war and restoring peace. So it's only when that's done that my game is truly over. I don't want whatever your decision is to be influenced by my past, okay? Like Rufus said, you need to think long and hard about what it is you're fighting for. For you, more than anyone else.
Yeah, but Crow...
Anyway, I think I've stuck around here for long enough. You're gonna be treated as a visitor. Well, sort of. It's about time for the higher-ups to head back to Heimdall, so go ahead and pass the time however you want.
However I want? What else can I even do here?
Well, it's not like you can escape.
There'll be no guards outside your room, so if you want to try and escape, be my guest. Just keep in mind that some members of Ouroboros and Zephyr are on board too. Not to mention me, Scarlet, and Vulcan. So if you're up for a gamble of your own, get ready to take all of us on.
Sounds fun.
Oh yeah, one more thing. There's this real cute visitor in the guest of honors room on the second floor. I think she'd perk right up if she saw you, so why not go pay her a visit? Just don't go making your girl jealous, okay?
I wonder who he means. He said she's in the guest of honors room.
Probably Elise or Alphen.
Well, I can't waste much time here. I told everyone I'd definitely come back soon. Right now, I need to gather as much information as I can. I can make my choice after that. At least then, it'll be an informed one.
Alright. That was a long cutscene, wasn't it? Now, I got reasons to keep this checkpoint, so I'm going to save in the first slot. I always hate it when it does that. Huh. Bunch of doors, huh? Ah, if it isn't Master Reen. Is there something we can help you with? If so, please don't hesitate to ask. Oh, should have figured I wouldn't be able to get through here. Nothing in particular. Please, keep up the good work. Should have known they wouldn't let me through. I probably shouldn't try my luck a second time. Wonder, do I have detection on? Yes, I do, so I can see if there are any chests. Knock, knock.
I can sense someone inside.
Come on in if you like.
Is that Scarlet?
That sounds like... Excuse me.
Yep.
Hello there, love. I'd heard you came on board yesterday, so I did wonder whether we would run into one another at some point.
Hello, Scarlet. Last time we spoke was a month and a half ago near Trista, I think.
Quite a memorable day for both of us, wasn't it? There's no need to stand over there. Come and have a seat. I'll pour us some tea.
You really don't have to. Well, I guess there's no harm in chatting for a bit.
It's like ridiculously awkward.
These tea leaves really are wonderful, aren't they? Only the best for the airship of Erebonia's most powerful noble, I suppose.
I have to admit, the fragrance is like no tea I've ever had before. You're right, though. It makes sense if it's something Duke Cayenne personally chose.
Oh? I was under the impression that your family is a part of the nobility, too. Your father is a baron, isn't he?
He might be a noble, but generally barons aren't all that wealthy. We live a relatively modest lifestyle.
Oh, really? I wouldn't have thought it before, but maybe my family was actually more well off than yours.
And Scarlet, I heard she lost her old hometown when he went and built a railway through it.
What kind of family did you come from, then?
Oh, they weren't nobles, if that's what you're wondering. They were just relatively wealthy farmers. We were almost local celebrities in a way.
Oh, I see.
You're wondering how someone like me became a terrorist? It's written all over your face.
Well, I can't deny that I'm curious. I heard that you lost your hometown because Osborne built a railway through it.
Oh, did C tell you? No, I suppose it must have been V. He never was one to keep quiet about things.
So, I mean, what happened?
Some things are best left unsaid, I think. It's not as if knowing would somehow allow you to change things.
I suppose.
You're so adorable, Reen. Now I know why C took a liking to you. What do you say? How about you come and fight with me and the other big girls and boys? It'll be fun, I promise.
Please, stop teasing me. Anyway, thank you for the tea. It wasn't just made with high-quality leaves. It was brewed exceptionally, too.
You're very welcome.
Oh, actually, I may as well ask while I have the chance. Where did you learn how to use that weapon of yours anyway? It's pretty unique.
Oh, that? I suppose it can't hurt to tell you. The holy city of Arteria.
The Arteria?
Figured as much.
Where the high seat of the Septian Church is?
After all, that's where Reese learned to use it.
That's the one. It's called a Templar sword, and it's a traditional weapon in the church. A few years ago, I was studying to be a sister and was trained in how to use it there.
Surely you must be talking about some other church, right? You're telling me there are sisters in the Septian Church who use weapons like that?
There are more things in this world you don't know than you could possibly imagine. Well, it doesn't matter much now. I ended up returning to Erebonia before my training was complete.
Oh?
Anyway, that's all I'm telling you for now. I'll give you the full story if you decide to join us. Sound fair? And if you choose not to join, well, that way has its own charms, I suppose.
She ended up being a lot friendlier than I expected her to be.
Yeah, creepily so.
I wonder how much of what she was saying about being a sister was true.
I don't doubt it.
She seemed to really hate the Chancellor. I wonder what she intends to do now that he's gone.
Really curious at how much of what she said about her past is true. For now, I better see what else is around here. Wow. It's B.
I can sense someone inside. Judging by the fact that S is in the next room.
Probably Vulcan.
Huh?
Yep.
It's open. Come on in.
Excuse me.
Oh, it's you. You finished talking with C?
His name's Crow, not C, and he's never going to be anything else for me.
Oh, I know his real name. But to us, he's always gonna be C. That's our leader. He might be young, but each and every one of us look up to him and respect him. Anyway, take a seat. Got a whole lot of questions, I bet.
There's going to be a lot of exposition in here. In all these rooms.
Does that mean you're willing to answer them?
And conversations.
Depends on the questions.
Just out of curiosity.
I might as well kick back. I'm sure we're going to be here for a while. So, my intervention.
How many members does the Imperial Liberation Front have left? I know the explosion back in the mine was staged, obviously.
Sure was. Anyway, 10, give or take. We lost most of our members as soon as the war started kicking into gear.
Oh. Is that because the group's primary objective had been fulfilled?
Basically, yeah. We all came from different backgrounds, but the one thing we had in common was that we hated that bastard's guts. So after he'd kicked it, most of the guys didn't really have any reason for sticking around. Can't say I blame them for calling it quits.
Crow said that seeing this war through to its end was the last part of his game. Are the members who haven't left sticking around for similar reasons?
Interesting question. Can't speak for the others, but me, I don't really care how this war goes. I mean, I'm a former Jaeger who can hold his own in a fight. I've always lived for war. And teaching those dumbasses in the provincial armies how to pilot soldats is a job worth doing, even if it's a pain. If we disband, I'll find myself something else to do.
I see. I can't defend the assassination of the Chancellor or what you did near Trista, but I'd be happy if you chose to disband at least.
You're a funny kid. Being oddly nice to us after all the shit we caused, don't you think?
The cycle of hatred's gone on for long enough. Crimes you've committed will never vanish, but no one wants this war to go on longer than it has to. It's not as though you guys want war, do you?
That's enough of the niceties. You've got time to worry about us. Use it to worry about yourself. Whether you choose to side with the Alliance or go against them.
Trying to read what it says on his arm, but I can't read it.
You've got a tough road ahead, whether you like it or not.
It's not clear enough, unfortunately.
Make sure to think long and hard before you decide.
Because maybe it's Imperial Liberation Front in Japanese, but like written with English characters.
And if we end up as enemies,
because those are English characters.
Show me what you got.
Or at least the English alphabet.
On the battlefield, I mean.
Excuse me.
Think I might have been too harsh on the kid. Still... yeah. He's probably perfect for the job.
What the job might that be?
He saw right through me. He's not wrong, though. I should be worrying about myself right now. He seemed kind of different, though. Like he'd lost his spark. His sole objective in life seemed to be to get revenge for his old Jaeger Corps killed by Osborn. Maybe he's just not sure what to do with himself now that he's done just that?
Almost looks like V's lost some of his spirit compared to before. Oh well, can't worry about that now. Need to focus on what to do next. Good day, Master Reen. My name's Albert, a butler in the service of the Duke. If I can do anything to make your stay a more comfortable one, do not hesitate to let me know. It's like there was someone on the second floor, I believe? In a VIP room or something? Yeah, over there. Let's make a save, why not? Alright, what do you have to say for yourself?
Good day to you, Reen Schwarzer.
What the? You're the Phantom Thief! You sure look comfortable. What are you doing here?
Ha ha! Why wouldn't I be? I'm as much a guest on this ship as you are. And who would deny themselves the pleasure of a ship so beautiful? The furnishings are immaculate. The food and wine are positively sumptuous. And I am of the firm belief that it's wasteful not to take advantage of the opportunities life presents you. Ah, and speaking of opportunities, don't just stand there. Take a seat and join me in having a drink. You've been blessed with the rare chance to sit and chat one-on-one with the most beloved thief of our time.
I can't believe that's how you describe yourself. Well, what the hell? I'll have a drink. Nothing alcoholic, though. Funny. I didn't realize you'd met Prince Olivert.
Ha! Indeed. There are few even among royals whose palate is so refined as his. Between our shared love of beauty
and rivalry,
fundamental difference of opinion on the nature of love, he forever remains an endless source of entertainment for me.
I suddenly feel very sorry for him. What happened down in Liberl sounds pretty amazing, though. I'd heard there were problems with orbital technology in southern Erebonia at the time, but I had no idea that was why.
Ha ha! That magnificent floating city was quite the sight to behold, let me tell you. Oh, how I wish I could have shown it to you. It would have changed your view of the world completely.
It really does sound amazing. Wait, why am I sitting here having a friendly discussion with a wanted criminal? He has so many interesting and unusual stories, I got completely caught up listening to them.
Oh, Reen.
Ha ha! A thief of my caliber can steal much more than objects, Reed. There. I was able to steal much of your time and your interest. Perhaps I stole your heart as well?
Rest assured that did not happen. Your stories were interesting, though, I'll admit. By the way, you wouldn't happen to know where Prince Olivert is now, would you? Last I checked, he wasn't actively fighting against the Alliance.
Ha ha! I imagined Duke Cayenne would welcome a man like the Prince with open arms into the Alliance, if he so wished to join. To my knowledge, he was always wary of the Chancellor himself. But I digress. I'm afraid not even I know where he is at the moment.
Oh, really?
However, I'm inclined to believe that wherever he's hiding, the Crimson Wings is there with him.
So the Courageous is missing too, then. Although the Duke's got some nerve if he expects Prince Olivert to side with him after he imprisoned the rest
Vanished
of the
clean
Imperial
off the
family.
map. Just like Cassius. The first game.
But think, these kinds of things are simply what the great nobles of this country have always done. The War of the Lions, too, was brought about by numerous families of some standing backing potential successors to the throne. Emperor Dreikels, as a late arrival to the war, was a mere exception to the rule. I wonder, does Prince Olivert think himself as the second coming of Dreikels?
One of which is to bring the winds of change to Thor's military academy. A gust of fresh air, if you will. I'll admit, I hesitated to allow it, but I decided to place my hopes in you. We believed then, as we still do, that one day you all will be a great light that can push back the darkness of this country.
I don't think he does. From what I can tell, he intends to try and end this war in a slightly different way from Dreikels.
Oh? Do tell.
Sorry, but I should be going. Thanks for all the interesting stories. They helped me work through things in my head a bit.
He's just gonna leave him hanging.
Ha ha! I'm pleased to hear it.
Nice mask.
I will be waiting at the edge of my seat to hear which path you choose. Join us, and you'll be warmly welcomed. Naturally, I'm fascinated by you as the Ashen Knight's pilot, but I'm even more fascinated with that brute strength of yours. I would love the chance to see the power of an ogre up close.
I doubt it's half as interesting as what you're thinking. Anyway, if you'll excuse me.
Well, do make yourself comfortable here on this ship. It's simply filled with beauty, albeit a different kind to what I would usually prefer. Look at him, wanted criminals here, lazing around and enjoying a drink. Oh well, there's not much point in grumbling about it. Alright. got a few more people here, I guess. Also, up here, why does that room not have? Is there anything I may be able to help you with? I'll do anything I can to make your stay a pleasant one.
This should be the guest of honor's room.
Okay.
Sounds like whoever's in there is busy. Might be better to swing by later.
Alright, so they want you to talk to everybody before you actually go to the next floor. Alright. I can say that is acceptable. I wonder if this painting is anything specific. Honestly, I have no idea. Or if it's just a random painting of a landscape.
I wonder who's in here.
We got a visitor?
Come on in.
It's those two from Zephyr. Can't remember their names.
Figured it was you. Sup?
Zeno and Leonidas.
Bourbon? I suppose not.
Yeah, I really shouldn't. How come you guys are being so friendly, though? I mean, we're on opposing sides and all.
Why wouldn't we be? It's not like we're on a battlefield right now. We're Jaegers. Nothing unusual about us trying to cut some throats one day than sitting in a bar with the same guys the next.
Of course, if you would rather fight with us, that can be arranged.
I shall have to politely decline. For one thing, I don't think I'd stand the slightest chance of taking you two down.
Hey now, no need to be so pessimistic. Fee seems to think pretty highly of you. Have a little more faith in yourself.
At the very least, you'd be able to give us a real fight in your divine night. Not that I'd have any intention of losing even then.
The scary thing is, I'm pretty sure he's dead serious. Well, they're used to taking out tanks. They probably have their ways.
Huh. Oh yeah? Ranking 72nd for the year in an academy full of big shot students ain't half bad. Brings a tear to my eye to see our little Fee putting her heart into her education.
And don't forget, she was the youngest of her classmates, too. The boss was right when he said that she can do anything she puts her mind to.
You got that right. Maybe joining the gardening club will make her a bit more ladylike, too. Oh, who am I kidding?
She's still young. She has plenty of time to develop on that front if she so pleases.
They really seem to adore her, like two proud parents talking about their child. And yet... If you don't mind me asking, why did you leave Fee behind? After your boss was killed in a battle with his sworn enemy, I mean.
Oh, Fee told you about that. It sounds like you're closer to her than I thought you were.
I trust this is simply me being paranoid. But you haven't tried making any moves on her, have you?
No, of course not. I wouldn't dream of it. I just want to know why you'd abandon her when she obviously means so much to the two of you. She thought of you all like family. Why did you leave her all alone?
Well...
Good question.
We had our reasons. Let's leave it at that.
Oh, that's a wimpy excuse.
I know you want to know, but you're not the one we should be telling that to.
We'll be sure to tell Fee our reasons in due time.
Fair enough.
Until then, leave the issue be.
I can accept that.
I can accept that.
Hey, Ree.
Still, she's our classmate. In that sense, she's like family to me, to us, too. And we feel that way about her just as strongly as you do, if not more so. I want to be perfectly clear on that.
Fighting words right there.
Still, we'll remember you said that. Returning to the matter at hand, you're sure you haven't tried to make any moves on her?
Come on, spit it out.
They really are like two overprotective fathers. I was hoping to get a bit more out of them about what Zephyr is up to. All we did was talk about Fee the whole time. Oh well. At least now I know that the guys in Zephyr really cared about her, so it wasn't a complete waste of time.
Sorry about that. It's clear they care about Fee to some extent. I wish I could have gotten more out of them, but I'm sure I'll have another chance. The cough didn't help.
I can sense someone inside. What the?
Sorry. I'm guessing that's McBurn.
Huh?
Yep.
Oh, it's you. Forgot you were staying here too.
Yeah. What was that? It's gone now anyway. Maybe it was just my imagination.
So what's up? I couldn't give a damn whether you joined the Alliance or not, to be honest.
Oh, I didn't come here for any specific reason.
Interesting. You mixed by any chance?
Could I sit and talk to you for a while?
What a pain in the ass.
He didn't say no.
So, what do you want to ask?
When we ran into each other back near Bereahard, you asked a weird question. Something about being mixed?
Oh, that?
I didn't have the chance to figure out what that meant at the time. But what did you mean?
Don't know if I can even explain that one. It's just something you feel. What we've got mixed into us is obviously different in strength and nature. It's kind of hard to put into words.
Yeah, seems that way. I know you're not trying to confuse me on purpose, but I really can't wrap my head around what you're saying.
Just watch.
Huh?
Burn, baby, burn.
There's no trick to it. I'm not using an ornament, it's not magic. And I'm not using an artifact either. I just will fire to appear, and it does.
So it's just a totally unnatural ability?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Something that just gives you results, without the processes you'd usually have to go through to obtain them. You've got one too, right?
Well, true. That power of mine wasn't something I gained from training. I don't even know where the power itself is coming from.
It's the same kind of thing. People who can do things like that usually have something mixed into them. Something foreign, unnatural, mixed into their body itself. Different to the church's stigmas. Looks like a pretty small part of it in your case, though.
Oh.
There, huh? Anyway, I couldn't tell you how, where, or why whatever it is got mixed into you. Sure you've got more questions, but sorry. I can't answer them.
No, it's okay.
Oh, I learned a bit.
You've answered enough already. I feel like I understand myself a little better now, actually.
Good for you, I guess. So, we done now?
Yeah, thanks for your time.
Alright, bored sounding man. See you later, I guess.
Oh yeah. So how much of you is unnatural?
Me? All of me.
Ominous.
His circumstances seem very different from mine. Guess all I can do is remember what he said. Maybe there will come a time when it'll all make sense. I'm sure one day I'll find out what this power of mine is. What the story behind me being given this power as a kid is. One day.
One day. Just listening to Ouroboros and forces is Ouroboros and Boros. Just listening to Ouroboros Forcer's talk, that is a very small grammar error, is enough to make you realize how ridiculously terrifying their strength is. Although I guess Ouroboros could be an adjective, or it could also be a noun. Probably an adjective in this case, so it's technically right. I am glad I got the chance to talk to McBurn, though. Alright, last door. Oh wait, there's one more after this one.
Huh? I think I can sense someone inside. Given the circumstances, I imagine it must be one of the people who fought us in Ymir. Huh? It's open.
And who is?
It's empty. Weird. I could have sworn I sensed someone in here.
It's what's-her-face, the person who has Orion as her last name.
Oh. Looking at her lying down like this, she really is just a child. Maybe 12 or 13? Somewhere close to Milliam's age. How did a kid like this end up fighting with the Alliance?
Who are you? Who's calling me?
Is she talking in her sleep?
Situation assessed. Location is a room inside the guest area of the Pentacle. 9 hours have passed since initial loss of consciousness.
Guess she's sleeping comfortably enough here. Then again, she needs it at her age. She's got plenty of growing left. Wait.
Huh?
Good morning?
Reen Schwarzer, why are you here? Unless my memories have been tampered with, I believe this room was solely allocated to me.
Oh, it was. Sorry. If I'd known you were sleeping, I wouldn't have come in here.
So you're an intruder then. Clown Soleus.
No, it was just an innocent mistake.
Oh no.
Whoa! Can we at least talk about this?
No mercy for trespassers. So you claim to have no inappropriate motives for sneaking into this room?
No.
Not claim! I really didn't!
But once you walked in, you fell victim to temptation and chose to act in accordance with your desires.
No! No, I didn't! How many times do I have to explain what happened before you'll believe me?
I was making a joke. Had you any intention of harming me, Clown Soleus would have attacked you. That he didn't proves your innocence.
Oh, right. Then what was all that for? Oh, whatever. I suppose it's my own fault for coming in without permission. Anyway, I've cleared my name. I'll see you some other time, probably.
If that's what you want to do, you didn't come to ask me anything then?
Well, no. Honestly, I didn't even know you were in here. I do have a lot I'd like
Question.
to ask you,
That
though.
weird orbital
Just
tail.
as much I'd like to say to you.
That is one question.
If you're offering, what are your reasons for helping the Alliance? Why do you have a puppet just like Milliam's? Just who are you?
The answer to your first question is, I was ordered to do so. As all information regarding Clown Soleus is confidential, I am unable to answer your second question. And as for the last one, I am unable to fully comprehend the depth of your question.
Oh, forget it. You abducted my sister and the princess. Whether you were ordered to or not doesn't change that. And it's not something I think I can forgive. See you around. Sorry, that was probably too harsh. I can't pretend to know anything about your circumstances, but I do know that you didn't abduct them of your own free will. Anyway, with that said, I'll be going. Maybe we'll have a chance to talk again sometime.
The Black Workshop.
What?
That's the name of the place I belong to. It was they who loaned me to the Noble Alliance. Unless you choose to join the Alliance, that is the most I'm able to disclose to you.
The name doesn't ring any bells, and loaned. That makes it sound like... I suppose it's none of my business.
5?
Thanks for telling me. I'll be sure to remember that name.
I can't see doing so holding any real purpose for you. Incidentally, did you have any untoward motives behind what you just did?
No, I did not. The Black Workshop? Loaned?
Oh, is it one of the 13 factories or something?
Sounds like stuff worth remembering.
Yeah, I'll probably better stay away from here. I don't want to be accused of anything else. Still, that Black Workshop she mentioned sounds like a name I should keep at the back of my mind. Yeah. I doubt all the puppets are manufactured at York's workshop. Her. Duvali.
Having to travel to and from Crossbell like this is utterly exhausting. No, I mustn't complain. I'm doing this for the sake of my lord.
Didn't I see her in the Gram?
Who goes there? Wait, you're the Ashen Knight's pilot.
Hi,
I
Duvali.
remember you now. You're with Ouroboros. Duvali the Swift, right?
Ah, the Swift is her title.
Have you no shame? Is it perhaps normal for you to barge into a lady's room unannounced? You and that Arseid are only as bad as each other, I swear. Learn your place!
Actually, I just walked through the door normally. I should have probably knocked before I came in, though. Sorry about that.
Oh, she's worried I'm gonna attack her. I doubt I even have my weapon on me.
Now that we're understood,
Well, I might, but who
what
knows?
do you want? Have you come to tell me that you'll be fighting on our side after all?
Can you not jump to conclusions? Besides, it's not like you're working with the Alliance because you agree with what they're doing.
Oh, naturally. Lady Clotilde seems to have a purpose of her own. But for my part, I have no obligation to help the Alliance whatsoever.
Only because Ironrod said
I'm
so.
simply cooperating because I was told doing so was necessary to the plan.
Plan? I'm not sure what she's getting at.
The Phantasmal Blaze plan?
Just so we're clear, that lord you keep mentioning isn't Vita Clotilde, is it?
No. She may be an Anguis like her, but my lord is the 7th, not the 2nd. She is the leader of the Stallritter, the great light which guides us. Gallant yet beautiful, proud yet merciful. She's the strongest knight of all. And oh, she's simply divine.
Well, you've made it clear how great you think she is. So the head of the Stallritter is also a woman?
She certainly is. And if you must know, 100 swordsmen of your strength couldn't hope to equal her.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is actually accurate.
No, 1,000, even 10,000 of you wouldn't be able to so much as scratch her.
Yeah, the 10,000 thing is probably still accurate.
Okay, I get it. She's strong. Still, if she's a woman who could be described as the strongest knight of all, Laura already noticed the similarity between the Eisenritter and Stallritter, but she really does sound like Saint Sandlot.
I see I've got you thinking. Incidentally, I may have already mentioned her title, but one can never share my lord's glory too many times. She's known as the Steel Maiden.
The Steel Maiden, huh?
And with that, I believe that's enough idle chatter. If you didn't come to tell me that you'll be fighting on our side, then we remain enemies. As such, we shouldn't be standing here being friendly with one another.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Sorry for bothering you. Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to ask. You're not an enforcer like Blue Blanc or Sharon, right? Is there any reason for that?
You just had to ask. Enforcers are selected by the Society's leader, the Grandmaster. And in order to be selected as one and given a number, that person needs to be burdened by some kind of darkness. But just so we're clear, there is no correlation between having a number and one's strength, alright? I'm quite strong.
I didn't say you weren't, but it makes perfect sense. You don't strike me as someone who's carrying any kind of darkness with you.
Yeah, she's too
You're
nice.
refreshingly sincere. Like someone who hates anything that strays from the path of righteousness.
I'll thank you not to spout such nauseating drivel in my presence. Now get the hell out of my room!
I can see why she's the best.
I'm really curious about the Steel Maiden. Could she really have some connection with the Lance Maiden? Perhaps even with the woman who helped us during our August field study.
Stahlritter and the Steel Maiden, huh? Curious, but I doubt she'd help fill in the blanks even if I asked. Well, guess we go to the guest room then. The VIP corner.
I think the maid's finished working in there now. I wonder who's using this room though.
Knuck knuck.
Yes? Who is it? Please come in.
That sounds like... Excuse me.
Hello. So not keeping them all in one place,
I had a
huh?
feeling it was you, but I didn't dare to hope.
It's you. It's really, really you.
Your Highness.
I mean, how did you get here? This all feels like a dream. Please don't tell me it is. I don't think my heart could handle the disappointment.
It's really me. I'm so glad you're safe. I'm so sorry that you had to go through all of this. If I hadn't been so weak and careless, none of this would have happened.
You mustn't apologize. Simply being able to see you again is more than I could have hoped for.
You must have been really lonely. I'm here for you now, though. I might not be the most reliable
This
person
count
for
as
the
6.
job,
I'm gonna count it as 6.
but I'm not going anywhere.
So that's what you've been doing all this time?
Yeah, I was happy all of us were able to get back together again. But then yesterday, I ended up being invited onto this ship by Duke Cayenne.
Pepper.
That's why I'm here, talking to you.
I do recall thinking things were a little noisier than usual yesterday. Now I know why. Strange as it may sound, I suppose I owe the Duke my thanks. After all, if not for his invitation, we wouldn't have been able to find each other like this.
Sorry. I wish I could say I'd snuck on board to rescue you or something. Incidentally, I hesitate to ask, but...
You want to know where Elise is, right? She's not on this ship, I'm afraid. I can't say for sure, but I believe she's been taken to the same place as my parents.
Really?
I'm sure it isn't news to you that my mother, father, and Cedric have been imprisoned somewhere. And apparently, they've chosen Elise to be my family's attendant. So it's likely wherever they've been taken, she's right there with them.
Really? I'm not sure whether to feel relieved or what.
I can hardly blame you. I feel exactly the same way, even.
But why were you alone imprisoned on this airship? Surely there must be some reason.
That was Duke Cayenne's decision. I believe he's using me to suppress potential rebellion in areas occupied by the Alliance, by having me address the people and calm them down.
Forgive me for saying so, but that's a little messed up, using you like that.
Yeah, she's an influential
I don't especially
tool.
mind doing it, honestly. It's a simple enough task. People all across Erebonia are uneasy about this war. And as princess, I should do what's within my power to help calm their nerves.
But at the expense of your own feelings? I know you want to help, but you can't be happy about being used as the Alliance's puppet to deceive them. Plus, you've been forcibly separated from your family, your best friend. You don't even know where they are.
Yes, but... Oh, why even bother? You see through everything, don't you, Reen? Anyway, putting my feelings aside, what do you plan to do now? I presume you don't intend to actually do whatever Duke Cayenne tells you to.
Well... I'm really not sure what to do. The longer this war goes on, the more people will suffer because of it. But even so, I don't feel as though siding with the Noble Alliance is the right course of action. And the same goes for the Imperial Army. I can't in good conscience side with them either.
I see.
There's so much to think about. You're being used as a puppet against your will? And then Elise is imprisoned somewhere too, being forced to do who knows what. I have to act somehow to change things.
That wasn't your fault, Reen.
Ever since I was taken in by my family all those years ago, I've tried to be a brother figure to her. I became the person I am today because of them. They've always loved me like they would a real son, and she's always treated me like a real older brother. You saw that power of mine, didn't you? And what I look like when I use it?
Well, yes, I did.
Back when I was a kid, something just like that happened. I ended up using it right there in front of her. She should have been terrified of me. But if she was, she never once let it show. She treated me exactly the same as before. And that was when I swore, deep within my heart, no matter what happened, no matter what I had to do, I would always protect her. And that's why I can't help but wonder. I can't help but wonder if now's the time to live up to that promise, if I should put her before everything else, even if I have to ignore or outright betray my own personal beliefs in the process.
Reen. As your honorary little sister, I order you to get a hold of yourself!
Honorary little sister?
What? Your Highness.
I know Elise far better than you think I do. In fact, I'd even go as far as to say I know her better than you. Reen, she's already told me so much about what happened 8 years ago. She told me about how that snowy day was what inspired you to take up the sword. She told me how traumatic that moment was for you. How what happened stays with you even now. And she even told me that, while she hated how she felt the tiniest bit happy because of it. Because it meant that your attention, your guilt, and your sense of responsibility were directed towards her and no one else. And she knew more than anyone how selfish that was. She may have had other reasons for choosing to go to Saint Estrella, but her main reason was that she didn't want you to keep feeling guilty because of her. More than anything else, she wanted to free you of your burdens. You should know. When you joined Thor's and were making new friends, and you finally seemed to be moving forward, she felt a little jealous, and even a little lonely at being left behind. But she was so very, very happy for you too. So please, Reen, please don't use Elise to justify not choosing your place in this war. Because I know for a fact, she wants you, of all people, to carve your own path and find true happiness.
How could I have been so blind? All this time I thought I was trying to protect her, and it's been the other way around since the start. And that's not just true for her either. Mom, Dad, Master Ka-Fai, all my friends at Thor's, they've been supporting me this whole time. How could I have missed something so obvious? I think I finally understand what I've been lacking inside of me all this time. I was so focused on trying to protect others, I never stopped to think about how relationships go both ways. Others try to support me just like I try to support them, and I have as much of an effect on them as they do on me. How did I not realize before now? I'm sorry, Master. I think you gave me that intermediate scroll a bit too soon. But better to realize late than never, I suppose. Because now I finally feel like I'm ready. As long as I keep that fact in mind, I won't lose control again.
Reen has attained a new state of mind. He is now ready to use a new craft, Spirit Unification, when the time comes. That means he's able to freely use his other form?
Are you alright?
I'm fine. And I've got you to thank for that. Forget honorary. You sounded just like my real sister for a minute. So, thank you.
Is the camera slowly zooming in? It is slowly zooming in. And it stopped.
I think it's time we get going. I wouldn't want to keep my classmates waiting any longer than I already have.
A pity, but you're right. I was rather hoping we could stay like this a little while longer. But I suppose all good things have to come to an end. Take care of yourself, Reen. I'll leave Elise's rescue to you. No matter what it takes, please. Why are you shaking your head?
I said it's time we get going, didn't I? There's no way I'm leaving my sister's best friend imprisoned in a place like this. I will get the two of us off this ship, so stay close to me.
Right!
Princess Alvin joined the party.
So, do you have an escape plan?
Not at all.
Valimar, the Ashen Knight, is on the deck. He's chained up there, but if we can get to him, I'm sure we can find some way to use him to get away from here. First, though, we need to find a way to get out of this part of the ship without anyone noticing.
I feel like that's probably impossible.
Alright then. I never imagined I'd be running away from here with you at my side. Elise is going to be so envious.
Anyway, let's get going.
Alright, let's take a look. Status. Okay, so they'll use it when the time comes, I guess. But kind of disappointing that he doesn't have like a craft for it. But alright. Alphen is only level 60 though. No weapon. Holy Sphere to prevent death blows. Or Mint, she's good with crafts, right? Seraph, heal, heat up, airstrike R, passion, EP cut, and analyze. He's got a lot of arts defense though. Like, holy shit. His offensive arts damage or EP is consumed is increased. I can give her something special, I guess. Well, she doesn't have Thalos, so she does have Seraphic Ring, which I believe does heal, right? Yeah, cures KO. But I'll give her this. I don't really use it anyway. Also, your arts attack is incredibly high for being only level 60.
There are a lot of very strong people here, so try to keep your voice down.
Not to worry.
Is Blue Blanc gone? Yes, he is. Good day, Princess Alphen. And, Masterine, was it? Yeah, that's me. He's always been someone rather special to me. Now that we've enjoyed our faithful reunion with one another, I wish to never be parted from him again. She really wants this poor maid to take things the wrong way. Is that so? My, how wonderful. Imagine you don't want me to press you on what way he's rather special to you. Quite the contrary, I'll prefer such pressing on if you don't mind. Although, the answer would be obvious, should be all but obvious with a little thought. Oh my. Take good care of her, Master Reem. If there's anything I could do to help, please let me know. Thanks. Gotta go fast. I wonder what Fee's gonna do. She ain't the type to lose heart over something like this. Who knows? All we can do is focus on the task at hand. We have our own objective to fulfill. Anything beyond that isn't our concern. True enough. Anyway, want me to pour you another glass? Can't hear what they're saying all that well, but it sounds like they're drinking together. That might be our best chance to escape. They're drinking together. Oh, dreadful. It's a terrible shame to spend a beautiful day like this snapping away. Has boredom caused those flames of yours to dampen? Yep. Wish there was someone around who'd give me a good fight. It's not often one gets to hear you complain, number one. Perhaps savoring a glass of wine while admiring the chaos down below would help quench your thirst for a battle. You never change. Do LeBlanc and McBurn hang out? Nope, they're both enforcers. But still, let's move along. Two Ouroboros enforcers seem to be whiling away the time inside. What are you doing? Put that pup of yours away right this instant! My apologies. I thought another miscreant may have made its way into my room. It's nothing of the sort, thank you very much. I couldn't lecture you about how you spend all your time sleeping. Truly, why must this place be filled with wall-to-wall with nothing but lunatics? If you'll forgive me for asking, might you be counting yourself among the aforementioned lunatics? I think they're arguing about something. Yeah, let's go away before they realize we're here. Altina and Duvali seem to be arguing about something. Doesn't hear anyone inside. Would you like a cup of tea, V? I got everything to make more, so I'd be happy to pour you a cup if you want. Nah, I'm good. I'm not really a tea drinking guy. Just gonna take a nap until C's back. Well, that's a shame. You could at least help me pass the time. Sounds like S is paying him a visit. I'll just leave them be. Spulkin and Scarlet are talking inside. No one's in there. There's soldiers right through here. Probably better stay away. Ooh, a vent.
This looks like... Thought so. It's a vent.
Well, that's convenient. Might it lead to somewhere else on the ship, you think?
Most likely. Still, I can't very well ask a princess to crawl through a vent.
Nonsense, Reen. Of course you can. I'm ready to begin our great escape.
But it's going to be all dark inside. And probably filthy, too.
A little bit of darkness and dirt never hurt anyone. I had to travel through some fairly narrow underground passages when escaping from Heimdall, too. All right? How about I go first? I'm smaller than you, after all.
No, definitely not. Well, as long as you're all right with it. But I'll be going first. Like I said before, just stay close to me.
All right, then.
You'd think a princess would be more mindful when she's wearing a dress.
Alright, let's do this. This is a long duct.
I'm surprised. It's not dirty at all in here.
Maybe it's because the ship's newly built?
Gotta go fast. Yeah.
Oh, there's a corner.
We must be past the guest area then.
Yeah. Oh. Cool. So much for having 200 CP then.
Looks like we're in the clear for that part of the ship at least.
My, that was intense. It's like I've stepped right into the world of one of those spy novels that are so popular these days.
Anyway, here's hoping we can make it to the deck without getting caught.
Too late.
What is it?
Soldiers are coming this way. Keep a safe distance and let me handle this.
It feels like the closest thing we have to someone ordinary around here is that kid. It's pretty nerve-wracking having to be around them all.
I just wish I could get to see Princess Alphen in person.
Oh.
What?
Too late! Now's our chance. Let's get him! My turn!
Oh, hey!
Yeah!
Let's see. What are your scans? 75. An elite soldier adored by Duke Cayenne Pepper to help guard the Pentacle.
It's my turn.
Not really vulnerable to much. No crafts, can't attack. Just spam arts, got it.
Arcus, activate! Ha!
She also has an Arcus, so we're linked. Ooh, faint. That's fun. Very dangerous.
It's my turn.
We'll have to equip faint resistance in a bit. Probably better for her just to deal some damage for now.
Arcus, activate!
Critical hit. Oh, it reset his feint, didn't it? It's a damn shame, huh?
Thanks! Gather on my blade!
One's down. Good try.
It's my turn.
Here I go!
That didn't do nearly as much damage as I wish it would have.
Too slow!
But he does suck at aiming, so... That makes things better.
That wraps things up in a neat little bow.
Oh, they're strong.
Are you all right, Your Highness?
Yes, I'm fine. Thanks to you, of course. Let's be going. I'll be sure to stay very close to you.
If I had a Grail Locket, I'd probably have equipped it by now.
Right, here we go.
See, I'll take a hit with the recovery rate. Just so I don't have to deal with all those darn status effects. I only have a citrus bottle to prevent faint. That sucks. Not much I can do about it though, so. So we have some enemies down the road with a bunch of stuff there, so. Okay. Let's recover some HP, shall we? I think it's probably a good idea. Probably a really good idea. Also, weapons. That's my. I'm not surprised. Slot. Hey, I can upgrade all of our slots. Let's see, I should probably give her something that resists Feint as well. Give her the other citrus bottle that I have. Did I have a thing like Prismatic Cape or something that did the same exact thing? Someone's probably already wearing it, that's probably why. Can't turn back now, we need to escape. Of course, I'm with you all the way. Oh no, locked door is my only weakness. They have robots too.
Now's our chance. Let's get him. Here we go.
Try attacker R2.
Huh.
Gladly.
See, in terms of confuse, 100% chance, so 40% chance of working, why not?
Let's move. Yeah.
Nice, got one. Let's see, attack delay, immune. 50% chance of delay. Darn.
There. Ha!
Right. Arcus, activate.
That's annoying. I don't need stat downs.
My turn. Sit. Let's move. Ha!
Not enough. At least you shouldn't be able to use heavy pulse again.
It's my turn.
Yep.
Arcus, activate.
Here I go. Yeah.
Nice.
We'll cut our own path.
mythical monsters?
They're called archaisms.
Scary robots made by Ouroboros.
I suppose escaping through the windows would be an option.
Probably not a good idea.
Probably not. I'll have to do this the long way.
Orange cape. That was it. Big boy, huh?
Good luck, Green!
Here we go.
Ouroboros is deadly attacks used for active purposes. Like AoE attacks. I didn't want that. I didn't need that. Oh, donkey missile? That's fun.
Too slow. Let's move.
Probably just use an S-Craft just to deal some damage after this. 6,000 health, really? Oh no, he just gets less health because I already hurt him. Nice. On. You can do it. Yes.
Let's move. We'll cut our own path.
She doesn't have the thing that recovers EP on the field, does she? I should be fine with EP management. I don't think it would be much of an issue. Could be a problem, eventually. Oh, more soldiers.
2 soldiers, 1 military monster. Shouldn't be a problem. Stay back, please.
Right.
Bring it on. My turn.
Nice. That ain't gonna work as well as it used to.
It's my turn.
Get fucked.
My turn.
Ooh. You're also alive. Well, we've got 50% HP heal.
Let's move. There.
Gladly. Arcus, activate.
Thanks.
Oh boy, that's not enough health. Ripperine. Oh hey!
Thanks.
That's a useful ability.
I won't give up. Burn to ash. Fall. Now.
Oh. What's she gonna do? Just let me attack again? Oh, she's just gonna use a cast. Arc cast, okay.
Thank you, Your Highness.
well?
I'm shocked how skilled you are with arts.
You are? You're so sweet.
Let's use some of these. Crappy box.
Now's our chance. Let's... Here I go. Huh.
Right.
Let's move. Ha! Let's move. Ha! We'll cut our own path.
Smoke grenade, which I will probably never use.
Now's our chance. Let's
Triple
go.
advantage battle.
Here I go. There. Ha! Now's our chance.
Right.
Let's move. Huh. Let's move. Ha! That's the power of the 8 leaves.
Ryu material. Nice.
Oh, look! A staircase!
Hopefully this will lead to the deck.
Overdrive station. Probably a boss right behind the door. It's gonna be fun.
How did you get ahead of us?
This is good.
I'll freely admit I wasn't actually expecting you to join the Alliance. But not even in my wildest dreams did I imagine you'd try to flee the ship with our dearest princess.
You're a bold one, I'll give you that.
Oh, is he gonna use that weird thing that he got?
I wasn't expecting to run into either of you on the way out either. You guys aren't called the Phantom Thief and Duvalie the Swift for nothing.
Trying to praise us won't get us to let you pass.
Ha ha! Princess Alphin is one of this nation's most precious treasures. You surely couldn't have thought that I, the Phantom Thief, would allow you to steal her from us, could you?
I'm not being stolen by anyone. If anything, I was the one who whispered sweet nothings into his ear and tempted him to run away with me.
Oh my! What a passionate young lady you are. Forgive me for being so presumptuous. You've no doubt taken after your brother in more ways than one.
I'd like to believe that I'm not quite the oddball he is. I couldn't agree more.
Just an
with his
oddball in a
belief
different
that
way.
Love is the truest form of beauty, however.
Really now?
They're actually hitting it off.
I think that's enough messing around for one day. You're an enforcer, Blue Blanc. Take your work seriously and behave!
Ha ha! I think the number of enforcers who take things seriously are in the minority, I'm afraid. Still, you're right about us having played around for long enough. I find the many mysteries surrounding you fascinating, but there's a certain appeal to them remaining forever unsolved, too.
You may think yourself a swordsman, But allow me to show you how little you truly know.
Are you sure you can do this?
I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. The gap in skill between us is small enough that I should be able to force our way through.
Oh, really?
Oh?
Small? The difference in our strength is like night and day, you boor! And if you're foolish enough to be unable to see that, then allow me to make you realize your folly and pay for your arrogance.
The one being foolish and arrogant is you.
Get serious, Reen. Yes.
My.
Reen?
I owe me being able to do this to you, Your Highness. You and Elise. No. Everyone who's done anything to aid us in coming this far deserves thanks.
What's happened to him?
Could this be your ogre power?
8 leaves, 1 blade school, intermediate level. I, Reen Schwarzer, will be your opponent.
Yes.
I will enjoy this.
This is his ogre power?
Let's move.
Well, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to use something real quick. Where are you? Battle scope. There you are.
Yeah.
All of his stats permanently increased. Nice.
Come, my minions.
Let's move.
This is gonna be good.
Have some of these.
You tried.
Let's move.
Fatal only cutter, fatal arc slash arcane gale. Oh. Oh, arcane gale. Oh. Oh, this. I've hated this. Oh, how it feels good to have it on my side now. This is gonna be good.
My turn. Here we go. There.
Duvali, you have done nothing so far.
Here we go.
LeBlanc's minions have done more than you have so far.
Gather on my blade.
How can this be happening? What is he?
Ha ha ha! Splendid! Simply splendid! So you finally conquered your power and made it your own, did you? You continue to fascinate me, Reen.
Reen,
Forgive me, Your Highness.
what for?
You're just gonna run straight through, right?
Goodness!
Wait just a damn minute!
And Duvali got outsped.
What's going on here?
I don't know, but I don't think it's worth us chasing after them.
We'll make our way directly to the deck. Are you all right, Your Highness?
Yes, perfectly! My heart just feels as if it's about to burst.
That doesn't sound very fine.
Come on, is now really the time to be flirting with each other?
You're here too.
You got some real guts, kiddo. But you ain't getting past us.
Zephyr's guard shall not be easily broke.
Alrighty then.
Looks like he's picked up a few tricks from our fee.
The targets have broken our line of defense. Commencing pursuit.
Not so easily broken.
I'm sorry about that, Your Highness.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. But, can I hold on to you a little tighter?
Of course.
Hello there.
Targets in sight. Commencing capture. My suspicions outlining you as an indecent person seem to have been confirmed.
Can you not make me out to be some kind of pervert all the time, please?
Bitch.
Target lost.
Deflected.
I may have underestimated you, Reen Schwarzer. In more ways than one.
I'm so sorry, Your Highness. I didn't really have any choice but to do that. I realize that's no excuse.
I know you didn't. But she seemed even younger than me. How could you, Reen? That truly is indecent.
Try not to pay any attention to what she says about me. There's the exit.
Don't change the subject. That's the Ashen Knight? Isn't that...
Burn and Crow.
And...
I'm not sure this is going to be that easy.
Huh. So that's how it manifests for you.
You finally mastered that power you got, huh? Still, you're one busy guy, you know that? One minute you're down in the dumps, the next, you've got one of the cutest girls in the country cheering you up.
Well, I can't deny it. But she wasn't the only one. It was my sister, our classmates, even you, in a sense.
Come on.
Can't say I'm not curious to see what that power of yours can do. But I think you get priority here, right?
Yeah, let me have this one.
Alright, you're gonna be fighting me as C, huh?
Your Highness, if you don't mind.
Alright.
This is your first time fighting me without the mask on, I think. With our Divine Knights, I come out on top. But let's see who wins when it's just the two of us.
Sounds good to me. You managed to win against 3 of us at once in the catacombs below Heimdall. But it's just you and me now. And this time, I'll be the victor.
Go ahead and try.
I intend to.
Alright, you ready, Reen?
Here I go.
Let's get a lock on you. I think I'll take that S-break from you, thanks. Or critical. Damn it! Missed it. Lots of damage, though. That's unfortunate. Didn't press it fast enough. I mixed up where he was placed on the wheel. I never remember where anybody is on the wheel. I'm very bad at that.
My turn. Sit. Let's move. Yeah.
You tried.
Too slow. Let's move. Let's move.
Actually hit it.
My turn. Arcus activates. Yeah. My turn. Eat this. Let's move. My turn. Here we go.
None of this really even does anything. He might get inflicted with burn. 6% chance of it working. Why not?
Not bad. Cat.
My turn. My turn. Arcane. Let's move. Let's move. Too slow. Let's move. Let's move.
Bye bye.
Gather on my blade.
Damn.
That's what I can really do. All right.
We got a Blade 2 deck out of it? Alright.
You actually did it. I sure wasn't expecting you to beat me one-on-one.
You fought pretty well yourself. It couldn't have been easy to last as long as you did against me like this.
So you can't hold the power forever.
Why did this have to happen now?
Guess your luck ran out.
We finally caught up to you.
Well, aren't you, Mr. Popular?
But I think you may have been slightly too reckless this time.
That wasn't a bad fight. Even if you lost, at least you tried, I guess.
Your Highness, please move away from me.
Hey, don't be too rough with... Look sharp!
Is it the courageous? Yes, it is.
Crimson wings?
Oh, hey.
What are you all?
Sorry for the wait, Rean.
Yo, we're here to save the day.
You caught us all off guard back in Ymir.
So this time we opted to take the initiative ourselves.
We meet again, severing chains. And I see you brought the purple lightning with you.
She brought more than that. Check out the Icy Maiden and that big shot arts user from the Bracer Guild.
We couldn't ask for a more impressive. However,
Here it comes again.
Dropping off class 7? No. Just Miller Vander.
Your lordship.
Oh, no, wait, that's our seed. No, never mind. Vander is with Oliver, wherever he is. Mix him up because of the black hair on accident. Or bluish black hair.
Again,
My bad.
and it relieves me to see you're none the worse for wear, Your Highness.
Ugh! The Radiant Blade Master is here too?
Huh. Wow.
We only saw Vander like once, and we never even saw him pull his sword too.
You're strong. Very strong.
That's quite the nod coming from the blazing demon himself. I can see now why you're considered one of the fiercest in Ouroboros, and why some even claim you to be the Steel Maiden's equal.
Well, I know who I'm gonna be fighting.
Don't you go forgetting about us now.
Ahaha! Here they are, but Vander's not there.
Are you okay, Reem?
Looks like we've landed in the middle of something pretty crazy.
A little.
Not a moment too soon.
You came!
Glad to see you're all right.
Oliver Therese Anor.
You certainly seem to have kept
Arnor.
yourself busy. Enjoying your scandalous elopement with Reen, are you?
He gave me the time of my life. You guys were having that much fun, huh?
And with our princess, Reem?
To think we were so worried about you.
You're not supposed to take it literally.
So this is what you threw me out of Valimar for? Doesn't look very fun.
Crow, you're here.
It feels like it's been ages since we last saw you.
You're looking spiffy, Crow.
I'm hanging in there. Sure wasn't expecting all of you to show up, though. How are we even gonna settle this?
That is the question, isn't it? I'd roughly estimate both sides to be of equal strength.
Yeah? So we'd probably just end up at a stalemate, huh?
Oh, doesn't sound like much fun at all. Let's say we just forego the fighting and have ourselves a party instead.
Ha ha ha! I could never turn down a party!
That sounds simply wonderful.
I'll bring the booze.
Ah! No! Can't one of you take this a little more seriously?
This is getting us nowhere.
Oh, Doobly. And the tables have tipped a little bit in their favor.
Decided to show up.
Krianos, Vita! Welcome aboard the Pantagruel, Emma. Your overall ability as a witch might still be lacking, but that transportation spell was exceptional. I must apologize for the untimely intrusion. As displeased as a few of you might be by the idea, I think it best if we let one another peacefully go our separate ways this time.
Really?
I'll be the one who bears the brunt of Duke Cayenne's anger.
Pepper.
Vita.
Can't say I understand why we should.
It's not our place to question the orders of our clients.
Whatever. Gives me something to look forward to later.
So why, though, are they letting us go? Or is she letting us go, specifically?
Okay. See ya, Fee.
Next time we meet, it will be as enemies.
Yep, I know.
Aww, I was kind of hoping we'd be able to talk some more.
I expect we will have multiple opportunities to do so in the near future.
Well, catch you later, Phantom Thief.
Or not. You do know that no one likes your stupid pranks, right?
Tut tut! There's no need to be so harsh. It's a shame we couldn't resume our debate on the nature of beauty this time, my most worthy rival.
I could wax eloquent about beauty till I'm old and gray, but honestly, I think it's about time we settled things between us.
Next time we meet, Radiant Blade Master and his daughter, it will be to battle.
Well, I certainly have no objection to that.
You seem to bear some manner of ill will against my household. I don't know your reasons, but should we be granted the opportunity, I would gladly settle things with you in battle.
Yes, well, let's not be too hasty. I can wait.
Guess that wraps things up for now. You've definitely grown, but you've still got plenty of room for improvement, especially when it comes to piloting Valimar. So unless you're up for another beatdown, I suggest you get to work on fixing that.
Yeah, I know. Oh, and just to confirm, you were the one who told Toval where I was, right?
2 days ago, I got a call out of nowhere on my Arcus. They gave me this crazy amount of detail on exactly where to find you. Then they just hung up. Didn't even say who they were. Oh, now that you mention it, he does have the same voice as that mystery caller. I did think he sounded familiar. It must have been because I'd heard it during the concert at the festival.
I thought they never met.
Looks like the jig is up.
You really did that? Oh, Crow, there's no shame in admitting that you care, you know.
And if I might be so bold as to offer a word of advice, get Valimar a better sword, one like yours. If you think you're such hot stuff you can beat me without your 8 leads training, you're in for a world of hurt.
Correct choice of armaments is indeed paramount. Selecting one the Awakener is well suited to will increase combat efficiency exponentially.
So a lighter katana-like blade.
I can't pretend to know much about this kind of thing.
He's right. Eastern blades like my Tachi are the heart and soul of the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade style swordsmanship. Alright, I'll take your advice. And when I've got myself one, I'll finally take everything back. The Academy, Elise, and even you, Crow.
If that's how you want it, I'd like to see you try.
So where could they possibly have hidden the airship to where it would not have been noticed for like the last month and a half?
Courageous! Full speed ahead!
Commence retreat from this airspace.
Is that Jordan Toa? I bet. Haven't seen them yet. Intermission end, aboard the Pentagruel. Well, I'm tired, so I think that's a good place to end it. So, I'll see whoever's watching, if there's anybody watching next time then. Whenever that is.